Welcome back to the JOWP podcast. Today, your boy Gabe is here hosting the episode like I used to. We got Deven right in front of me. We got Tyler over there to the right looking confused. And Eduardo is back.
Hey.
What's up, everyone? Didn't say anything, Deven.
Hi.
I think I'm on R.
I nodded to the mic or
Yeah.
the cam.
Yeah.
They know what I'm about.
There's a party going on
Yeah.
around here.
Yeah, so I mean, some stuff has been happening. This is
So, some big stuff.
it's been a minute since we've ever had like a 4-man.
It was Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really consider that like an episode though, right? Because it was a special, like actual like 4-man
Yeah.
episode. Because like artist doesn't count because she's a boy, which is it's not a man, right?
Yeah.
I was following the sentence. I was like, what? Where's this going?
So let's see. Last 4-man probably be like season 1 for sure.
That'd be I mean, not even the award.
The award show. Yeah. Was season 1 though? Yeah. So
Yeah, season 1.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been a bit.
it's been a minute.
Damn.
How you been, Eduardo?
Yeah.
I've been lost in the high roll sauce.
It's been a while since
You
Eduardo's been
haven't?
on an
That's
episode.
cap.
What do you mean? No, I haven't.
Bro's like 10% done with the story. Like, I'm lost in the sauce.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm in the
it's
game.
an open world.
10%.
Bro, I
You
was
also
showing-
hasn't played in a while.
I haven't played in a day.
Yeah.
I was showing Tyler earlier because I was because he was like, how long how far into the story are you? Even though you've been playing for so long, I was like, not that far. I'm only like 10 minutes into the game, like story game, because I only got 4 missions done in I keep wanting to call it Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
I mean,
I
it's
got
not
so much side activities done.
Is it not just like Breath of the Wild, like part 2? I heard it's like the same map.
I mean, it is, but no.
Oh, it's not.
I mean, it is, but
expanded.
not.
Expanded.
Yeah, like it's a
Yeah.
bigger map, and there's like different layers to the map as well. Like,
Mm.
there's an underground. You like Undertale? You should know about the underground. And then there's like the sky.
How do you feel that it's not that win game of the year?
Let me say that.
I don't know.
What's its competition?
Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2, yeah.
You're not winning game of the year.
Yes, we are.
Yo, the
That's
cat's got
cap.
my phone. Stop.
It's a cat.
Yeah.
burglar.
You're not being,
If Tears of the Kingdom wins game of the year, game of the year is rigged.
No, it's not.
Game of the year is owned by
Deserved
pedophiles
it.
then. Because that's the only people who are voting for Tears of the Kingdom.
All I care is that it beats mid song.
It will.
Silk Song coming out this year?
I don't think so.
I don't think
No,
so.
next
either.
year.
It's such an indie company. Aren't there like 2 guys running it?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, I feel
know
like
Cherry Studios.
I feel like there's no way.
Also,
Like if Elden Ring got delayed because like they wanted to make their craft better, I feel like an indie developer with 2 people working on it, it'll get pushed back.
Maybe.
yeah, not only
There's
that,
no way.
I feel like we would know like information about it if that come out this year. It's already like what?
Halfway through the year.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't think it's coming out this year.
They might just drop it one day though. Get
Yeah,
the shock
just
value.
randomly
The shock
drop
value.
Mm.
Like, oh my god, it dropped, and like all Jose gets it. That's it.
All I know is that
Yeah.
every showcase, Jose goes, we're getting more information on Silk Song every showcase, and he's wrong
Yeah,
majority of the time.
it's coping.
Yeah.
Did y'all watch like the PlayStation stuff?
No, I don't really
Nah.
care about it that much. I haven't played
I didn't care
those
about it
like
either.
current video games. I don't think ever, honestly.
Oh,
I already
Except for
knew
Pokemon.
Spider-Man was going to be in it, and that's all I cared about. And I don't see at this point, like in the internet, there's not really a point of watching a showcase when it's just going to, like, the highlights are going to be posted everywhere.
I
It's like,
guess.
I can watch everything
Most
I
of the
cared
hype's
about on
gone.
TikTok and Twitter and whatever. So it's like, do I got to watch it live? It's not like there's only live content that if you watch, like, when it's not live, you don't get to see.
It's kind of like a similar thing with like Oscars and Grammys and stuff like that, where
Yeah.
it's like you could just go watch like who won Song of the Year, or who won Best Actor. And it's
I mean,
like,
that's a little different because it's like an award show. I feel like watching an award show live is different because then it's like, oh,
Yeah, it's
you
the
can watch- you
anticipation
can
of
get-
what's happening, yeah.
exactly. But like, I guess like
I was thinking it's a
TV
similar
show.
feel though. It's like you can just watch the highlights that happen, like the things
Yeah.
that are announced, whether it be a award or a game. It's like you can see what's
Yeah.
being announced.
yeah.
I just say like it's like a similar feel of just like watching like a TV show as well. It's just like,
Get the
do I
clips.
gotta watch the next episode of Breaking Bad the day it comes out, or can I just wait? Because like it's not like the episode gets better if you watch it the day it comes out versus the next day.
Yeah.
Like it's still the same episode.
True. I don't know. I guess I'm just used to it. Like I feel like every time like something like the Game Awards or something like that.
Yeah. I
happens,
mean, I agree in
watch
like
it.
that sense. Like I think awards, like I do want to watch live, but it's just like that's not an award. It's just a showcase.
I know. I just like
Different.
me and Eduardo and like sometimes Jose we could have it just
I
to watch
agree
that
with,
shit
like,
live.
Well, it's for me the opposite. I don't watch awards because I'm like, oh, I'll find out who wins anyways by other people. But I always go to the showcase guy because they always sometimes introduce new hardware, like
that you can see afterwards.
Fair enough, yeah. But I like seeing it. I'm like, oh, just to see what. Never mind. Actually,
I wonder if it goes into
actually,
like it might go into like a. No, I was gonna say like a spoiler territory, but not. Of like,
I think it's just like
wasn't like
they
like,
just
if
don't.
you see like, oh, this game's getting announced. It's like you can't spoil an announcement unless you like leak it or something. But then it's like the award show. It's like, oh, I want to wait to see, like, I want to watch it on my own time, and someone could spoil, like, oh, this guy won Best Actor, and it's like, oh, great.
Yeah.
Well,
But sometimes they show like indie
There's like
games.
surprise announcements though a lot, especially at showcases. They do that a lot.
Yeah,
But like, I don't know. I don't like care for like surprise announcement. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Like
comes
I
out a
still
month
can't buy the
earlier.
game.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, cool. This game that you didn't know was gonna come out comes out in 7 months. Like, okay, what am I gonna do with this information?
you see like the game that's like, oh, I actually care about this game, and it's like sometime 2027. It's
I'm like,
all right, great.
Those like, remember
Great.
like, didn't Elden Ring get announced like years before it came out? Right? And I was just
No,
like,
dude.
why would you do that?
Dude, the PlayStation Showcase, it showed a game and it just said starting development.
I'm like, what is this?
Why am I being shown this?
That's what I'm saying. That's like the like. What's the point of this in the showcase? Like
They're
just to
trying to
say
build up
like,
hype.
Dude,
hey,
no,
this
no
will
games
be
are
a
coming.
thing.
It's just like video game companies that are out of touch. They're trying to build up hype, even though people will get hyped. I think in today's era, like today's day and age, like people usually will get hyped on their own accord. Like, yes, there is a lot of things that can contribute to someone getting hyped, but it's like, oh, we are, unless it's like a already like pre-established franchise, then it's like, okay, why do I care? Yeah, it looks cool. So does like almost every other game looks cool.
Yeah,
I don't
At this
care.
point, it's really hard to make a game that doesn't look cool. Like if you're competent.
With today's like standards, yeah.
Yeah, if you're like a competent developing company or like have a good publishing company behind you, your game's gonna look good.
Even if it doesn't look
especially in
good-
a trailer, because trailer shows the best parts.
the best parts. It's also
It's like a movie.
It's also a cinematic,
Yeah.
so
Like
it's
you can see mid movies with banging trailers because it's just
Yeah.
easy to make the.
well, because it's a
trailer good.
cinematic. It's
Yeah.
like it's a short
Unless you're
form. You don't have to
Ubisoft.
focus on plot or anything like that. It's cinematic, and especially with games where it's like you could render it in like 120 FPS. You can render it in 8K, even though it's like I heard the Golem game that came out, the Lord of the Rings.
That,
I didn't
I don't know about
game.
that.
No,
Yeah, so
I didn't know
apparently the
either.
trailer was banging. Like it looked like high tier, and then they play it, and it looks like it was played on the PS3.
Garbage.
I don't know. All those games look the same to me. Like all those like high resolution like
Yeah,
games.
'cause they are.
I'm like, dude, these are just the same game.
Well, and I was gonna say like if it doesn't look cool, usually if it doesn't look cool, it at least look unique. Like it looks
Yeah.
like interesting enough.
Like Stray.
Yeah.
Like Stray was unique.
Like
when
Stray,
it came out.
it was interesting
Yeah.
looking.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, I get to be a cat, like in this world, free roam kind of thing. It was an interesting concept.
Something new.
You have to like. I think that's the way games gotta bang nowadays. Unless you're an established IP, you gotta just do something unique
Something unique to stand
to
out.
catch people. Yeah,
Exactly.
Gotta stylize.
Or just
Yeah.
do what everyone else does and just make a shooter. Make
Yeah.
an FPS.
True.
But those aren't gonna bang though. They're just
Yeah.
gonna give you some money, of course, but they're not gonna bang.
Yeah.
One thing I did see though, which I don't know if this has been on your guys' TikTok page, but I've seen a lot like this My Hero Battle Royale game.
I have, yeah.
I
have,
saw the
yeah.
Fortnite at first. Yo, that game's going crazy.
Dude, the game actually looks kind of fun. Though. I've been seeing clips of it. I'm like, when did this game come out? Why am I only like seeing? Why am I seeing so many clips of it on TikTok? Is this like a new game?
It
I don't know. I have seen a couple like the past couple days about it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's only
What is
been
that?
it's only been this week, and the reason I
Yeah.
realized it wasn't like Fortnite because I saw like the cement guy like make a wall. I was like,
Yeah,
Yeah, he's like, I'm building a house. He's like,
Yeah, I saw the same clip. He's like, I got you.
He's like,
I got a heal.
He's like, I got you.
the whole house.
You can't do that in Fortnite.
Because I watched it, I was like, is this Fortnite? Because like
Yeah,
it
that's-
looks like Fortnite graphics.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah, and
He's like-
Fortnite has all the anime
But I was like,
characters.
I don't think Fortnite has Cementos, and if they do, he's not building cement
Yeah,
houses
no way.
for free. It
Yeah.
I kind of want to play. It looks full.
actually does look pretty cool. It looks interesting.
Yeah.
Is it just
Probably
a
like
battle
60
royale?
bucks though.
That's what
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
pretty
a
full
it's a
price.
battle royale, but with My Hero characters.
Yeah, it's a
You
My
get
Hero
like their
Battle Royale.
abilities, I guess.
That's kinda
I've only seen people play Cementos.
Yeah, because
But like I know there's other
Yeah.
characters.
the builder.
I think I have seen one clip of it, but I was just like, I don't know what this is, so I just skipped past it. I thought it was Fortnite. So I
Yeah.
It looks like it looks.
just-
I
it
thought
does
it
look
was
like
Fortnite.
Fortnite. Yeah, it's
and
like
then
the
I looked
same
at the comment
graphics.
or in the tags, and it
It's like
it's like
My
yeah,
Hero,
whatever
like,
whatever the
yeah.
name is. It said the
It's like
name.
something Rumble. I think Hero
Yeah,
Rumble.
and then I
maybe,
looked at the
something like that.
comments, and then it was like the search thing was like, what is
Yeah.
Hero Rumble or whatever it's called?
I have
Yeah.
realized that the past 2 years or so, My Hero's been trying real hard to franchise.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean
Like,
they're one of the
with the
biggest
games,
anime
the
names out there,
cards.
so they're gonna want to try to franchise.
I guess.
I mean, yeah.
Like the game, the cards, this
The card game was interesting.
Wait, did you play it? At the,
Yeah, AX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed it. If I had a competent
It's alright.
partner,
You taking shots at who? Who was your partner?
Eduardo.
Oh, okay.
No, it was
I played
Eddie,
with
it was
Eddie.
Eddie.
I was yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah, me and Eduardo
Sorry,
played.
sorry,
Yeah.
yeah, it was
Oh,
Eddie.
what are you talking
It's because
about?
like Eddie, well, not that he's incompetent. It's just like he didn't care, so he didn't try. And because it was a complex game, it's like you have to actually like focus on what's happening.
Didn't you all say like the guy wasn't helping you, like how he was helping me and Eduardo?
Yeah,
he was
so,
like there the whole time. Me and Eduardo. He was like, all right, this is what you
There
do.
was a guy with Gabe and Eduardo that was like, all right, so this is what you do, and here and he's explaining
I just
everything,
won.
and my
That's
guy
all I
was like,
remember.
Don't
so
worry,
now
man,
it's an
I got you.
attack phase. I'm like, how do I attack? And he's like,
Do
like,
it.
just do it. I'm like,
Jose level teaching. Isn't that Jose taught you how to like do your job at Sonic?
yeah, like at Sonic, like well, the first day, I came in on a, I think it was $1 Conies or something. It was like some discount, whatever it was. It was a Wednesday, and we were making like a shit ton of Conies, and it was Luis, Danny, and Jose in the kitchen, and Amanda our GM brought me back, and she's like, all right, well, you already know Jose, so he's just gonna train you, and Jose's like, well, why do I have to train him? And then Amanda's like, he's your friend, and he's like, so?
I did hate that logic because for that same reason she made me train Eduardo. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't even like training. You think I'm gonna train
So
Eduardo's
then, like,
bum ass?
I went back there and I was like,
I
Jose
don't
was
like
like,
training either.
well, Tyler, have you ever had a Coney? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, so now make them. And I'm like,
Yeah, just
okay.
take that in memory.
And then I was like extra loading the chili because I was like making it the way I would want the Coney.
Right.
And they're like, no, you have to use like this scooper. I'm like,
No
you're
one taught me
cucking, you're
that.
cucking them, bro. You're cucking them, bro.
Tyler, we're the opposite. I cuck everyone. I give if I'm making it for me, supreme. I'm making it for random customer I don't know. You're getting
No,
nothing.
no, because like I was
you're getting like two
because like
cheese
I was
slices.
You
making it
play.
as if like I was the one that was eating it. Like, oh yeah, I want to stack up the chili and stack up the cheese and then
No
grill the
way.
onions and stuff. And then they're like no, and I was like, all right. And then like when I was learning the burgers, they have like this sheet that they hung up, but it was lost for like the first month I worked there. That has like all the burgers and like how to make them and stuff, like all the the burgers and like the burritos and stuff and how to make them. And I was like, all right, Jose, what is that? You know, how do I make that order or whatever? And Jose's like, what does it say? I'm like, it says like a bacon double. And he's like, so what do you think that means? And I was like, I'm assuming it's a double patty with bacon. And he was
okay,
like,
Jose kind of ate with that line though. I was like, what do you think?
no,
it means?
because I was like, I'm assuming it's a double patty with bacon. He's like, yeah. And he goes, see how it says CB right there? What do you think that means? I was like, I don't know. And he's like, think about it. You have HB and CB. And I'm like, is it hamburger and cheeseburger? He's like, yeah. So put cheese on it.
I mean, he is looking like it was.
No, like, Jose's kind of cooking
Yeah,
though.
he
'cause, like-
was, but like, I didn't know any of the toppings, so I just like made a plain and dry burger. And he's like, no, there's toppings. I'm like, what toppings? He's like, what do you think goes on? I'm like, I don't know. I've never eaten a bacon double in my life. I don't know what goes on this shit.
Isn't it just standard like?
It's
lettuce,
mayo, lettuce, and
ketchup?
tomato.
Oh, that's like a.
Dude, I treated Eduardo like horribly on purpose. I was like, Eduardo,
Dude, I remember how you
at least
trained me.
I always prefaced it though. I always said, all right, Eduardo, you're supposed to do this. We ain't
what
doing
I
that.
do. I
remember
trained,
that.
I'm like, this is the book, and this is what I do.
Yeah,
Dude, I
I'd be like,
remember,
we've been making ice cream. Like, Eduardo, we're supposed to put 2 scoops. I give him like half a scoop. I don't care about these customers.
Dude, he was
you
always
complain?
like, make sure they don't see you when you do this, but this is how I do
know
it.
I do.
I remember you training me so vividly because I was like, this is okay. Like,
It was
alright.
sketchy.
It was so sketchy.
just jank.
He was like, just make sure they don't see you do this. And I was like, okay.
I was like, I made peanut butter blender in the wrong blender. Is that all right? I'm like, no, but no one saw you, so it's all right.
Just keep going, keep going.
Yeah.
It's like,
No, like I remember I was training. Remember Cam and Connor?
Yeah.
Like when they came in at the same time, I was training them both, and I would always preface like everything I taught them. I was like, look, so like this is the way that you're supposed to do it. So I'm teaching you the way you're supposed to do it first. So they would do that first, and I'm like, okay, now watch me. This is the way that I do it.
Oh no, I didn't do that. I just told Eduardo. I didn't teach him the right way. I just told him the
Well,
right way,
no, see-
and I taught him my way.
Like I didn't
'Cause
teach
my
it
way is the more
I
efficient
don't
way,
know
yeah.
about the front, but at least with food, people more likely complain about food. Like if the food was wrong, I'd have more people that come in and be like, yeah, this is wrong.
Just make it wrong the right way. Like you don't like when it comes to like 4 pickle, give them 3. Are they really gonna count it? Or are they gonna have like the guy from
Bubble
SpongeBob?
bath.
Come on, yeah, bubble baths. Like come on.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of anything like specific.
Like there are shortcuts you can
dome.
take everywhere.
No, yeah, I can't
Yeah.
think of anything specific on the dome. But I've had especially when I was training those shoes, they were fucking dumb. I had so much food that came back, so I was like, we're gonna learn the book way first because Amanda was
Yeah.
getting on my case because there was a lot of food getting sent back. So I was like, we're gonna teach you the book way first, and then I'll take it back to this way. And then like there was one time they got caught doing it the wrong way. Like I think they were grabbing like meat with their hands or something. They had like gloves on, but they were grabbing the meat out of the freezer with their hands. And Amanda was like getting on their case. They're like, well, that's the way Tyler taught us. I was like, that's cap. I taught you. You know it. And I think Danny was there that day. He's like, damn straight, Amanda. He taught him the right way. He's just dumb. That's why Danny was my boy back then, man.
Dude. Nah, I love it. I just had the relationship. I was like, yeah, I taught him the wrong way. So what you gonna do? Fire me? Nah. We both know you
I
need
hated
me.
training too. I was like, why do I gotta do it? I wasn't taught the right way. Why do I have to teach you for? And I was like, I remember anytime it got busy, I was so happy because I was like, hey, I'm sorry.
Exactly. That's the strat. That's the strat. You get, oh, we're busy. I gotta leave. I gotta go.
I'm like,
I don't
hey.
want to, but I gotta go.
I always
I
push
love
them
that
on.
you're training.
Yeah. I was always like, hey, I'm sorry. If you have questions,
My
ask
boy.
her. I was like, ask Sam.
Back in the day, Shauna was my go-to. I was like, we're busy, but Shauna's right there.
Dude,
It's like,
I was like, we're getting busy. I was like, oh, I'm Amanda. You're needing me right now. Ask her for questions.
that was the strat right there. I was like, please get busy. Please get busy. All right, easy money.
Well, that's what I remember. I was talking to, I think it was Adele, about it, and she said like the only time that you ever scanned like towards the end of your career is when you were training someone. Other than you just like stayed inside. Like Eduardo never scanned until it was like he had to train someone. Then he was like scanning everything. He was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. And then it was like, oh, no training. He's just like, I guess I'll make this slush.
Yeah. I didn't want
like,
to
hey, you want to train someone? No, I'm busy.
I'm busy.
I have 5 orders.
No, I'm running everything. I'm bagging. I'm busy. I'm like making shakes.
You bagging and shit?
Yeah.
I never did that shit.
The one thing I taught Eduardo correctly is I taught Eduardo how to stay busy so Amanda doesn't bother you to do stuff. I remember I pulled Eduardo. I was like, look, if you're not doing anything, Amanda's gonna make you do some random stuff you don't want to do. So always look like you're doing something even if you're doing nothing.
Oh my god, there was one time where the kitchen was slow and she made me pull out the freezers and unscrew it and clean the vents.
she do that.
I was like, why the fuck am I cleaning the vents? She's like, well, you're the senior most cook, so you're the. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Dude.
Have this dumbass do it. I don't want to do it.
That's why you gotta learn the strat of looking busy when you're not.
That's why I love dishes, because there's always dishes.
Yep.
I'm always back there doing dishes.
Back when I was a cook, I should just throw dishes in there. Maybe clean. I'm like, nah.
Like I get a wing bucket and I'm just like. I get like, oh, I guess I gotta clean the hot dog roller.
Yeah,
all right,
I guess.
I'm out of commission for 30 minutes. I gotta do this shit, and like, of course, I'm not just spraying it. I'm like, I gotta scrub it, man. I gotta wipe it down. I gotta get every inch of it, make sure it's clean.
Like, you know, dishes yet? I'm like, no, I think I gotta go clean that thing over there.
Dude, I remember the first time Amanda was like, hey, can you clean the vents for me? I'm like,
no, I was there that day. I was there. And I was like, that's how I was like, pussy didn't learn.
Going like, you gotta look busy. I was like, what am I like? Okay, sure. Why? It's like, you're not doing anything. You want to do something? I'm like, okay, sure. And then any other time, I'm like, the screen's blank. I got dishes to do. You know, my chores. What? My chores are to make the windows? I gotta go outside.
Yeah,
like
lot sweep.
Lot sweep.
I was gonna say, like, the only like,
I love
the only
lot
busy
sweep.
work that Amanda gave me was when like the 2 days I was like power washing the trash cans. Like
oh yeah, I remember
doors
that.
and the trash
Yeah.
cans. I was happy because it was like a nice day. It was cloudy. It was a little, you know, not too hot, not too cold, and like it was busy in there. And I was just like.
No, I know what you're talking about because she made me power wash the sidewalks too, and I was like, Loki, I'm gonna extra clean these because I ain't going back in there.
Because I had to scrub the sidewalks one time.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it's busy.
Yeah.
And they're like, come inside. I'm like, I gotta do these sidewalks.
Hey man,
sidewalks are
these sidewalks are dirty, man.
You see this shit? They're like, I'll trade.
Nope.
I'm responsible.
I'm the senior guy here. I've been here the longest. I gotta do it.
It's like you gotta take the good with the bad.
Yeah.
I had to clean out the vents and unscrew everything and like basically disassemble the fridge at one point. But I get to power wash the sidewalks and then like clean the trash cans. Like, come on, that's easy.
And I'd be lying too. I walk up in there and be like, dude, that's the worst job. You do not want to do it.
That's what I did with.
Because I don't want them to
that's
like.
what I did with Connor and Cam.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I was like, I never did. I did floors like twice. My entire time there, I did floors like twice. Every time I was training someone, I'm like, trust me, man, you're gonna want to do floors because like during the busy hour of like 7, 8, 9, you know, you're not even in the kitchen. I'm in the kitchen running everything.
Right.
I'm doing all the work, and then all I do is, you know, like, when you're done, just give me all the dishes. I'll take the dishes out back, and I'll do the dishes. You know?
I do the same thing. I tell everyone the stuff I don't want to do is the easy stuff.
Like trust
look,
me, it's easy.
Trust. Found the easiest chore, man. Like, what do you do? just fill up candy.
Yeah.
Come on, you don't want to do dishes. Ooh, your hands gotta get soggy.
Your hands get all pruny
Yeah,
and everything
pruny.
feels weird.
It's hot water. Ooh,
Exactly.
it stings.
And also, yeah, the sanitizer water smells
Yeah.
weird. Like, come on.
So I got to the point to the job where you could eyeball things. Right?
Yeah.
And Amanda would always get on to me and going like, "Did you use the measuring?" And I'm like, "Yes, I did." Especially like with candy, I was just like, "Man, just fill it to here. How hard can it be, right?" And she would get on to me. He's like, "You're not measuring it." I'm like,
You're supposed to measure candy.
"No, not
What do you want
candy.
about
What am
that?
the Red Bulls is what I was referring to."
Oh, yeah.
Remember Red Bulls?
They were
Nah,
so
you're
stingy
chilling.
with those.
Huh?
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's because those were expensive, though.
Yeah,
I
they're
got it,
expensive,
but I still
yeah.
never measured
I
either.
still never did. I was like, "Oh, it gets to this line right here."
Yeah.
I remember like they purposely moved it so you could see it in the camera, so that way people wouldn't steal the Red Bulls. And I'm like, I think you're worried about the wrong people, Amanda. You and Adele have the caffeine addictions over here.
People did steal the Red Bulls, though.
Dude,
Yeah, but I know. But I'm saying, what I'm saying is like they are the ones that have like that caffeine addictions.
But they wouldn't steal it, though. They know they wouldn't. So it's like, why would you be like, I'm worried about me stealing my own product? That doesn't make sense,
know.
Tyler.
Yeah, dude, their suspicion was right.
the green.
Yeah,
Red Bulls.
it was funny. Like
Not
they
alright.
purposely moved it.
That was pretty funny.
Dude,
Yeah.
Just to catch someone. I'm like, dude, she literally told you we moved the cameras to point in there and you still stole it? You're dumb.
That's
You
on
deserve
you.
to get fired. Yeah.
I don't remember. I just remember Don used to steal like the apple juice.
Yeah, I mean,
the back.
steal. You were technically allowed to have them until Adon started drinking them like crazy, and then she was like, "All right, no more. No one's allowed to have apple juice anymore." He ruined it for everyone because that fat ass kept drinking apple juice every day. He drank like 3 boxes a day. I'm like, dude, it's not that good, bro. It's just apple
It's apple juice. Apple juice.
Go to the store
I
and buy
never-
some apple juice.
I never wanted the apple juice. I remember like, dude, I remember Amanda put like a sign on the fridge,
Yes.
like a hit list. Like it was
Yes.
like, we know who's stealing the apple juice. Stop it.
Dude, everyone knew. It was like that fat ass walking around the store drinking 5 apple
like,
juice.
who's drinking the apple juice?
I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know who did it. I was like, whoa.
Everywhere you go, that thing was drinking the apple
No,
juice.
dude, because you know me. If I wasn't working, I was on my phone. I was
Yeah,
just
'cause
looking
you're
down. And I just remember like going to the fridge 'cause I need to get a restock on whatever we needed. And I just see that sign right there. I was like, that's intimidating. I wonder who's the menace stealing apple juices.
I remember Don came up to me. He's like, "You think she knows this to me?" I'm like, "Nigga, everyone knows it's you." I was like, at this point, I'm surprised if she doesn't know it's you.
Dude, I remember fucking Oreos. You remember those Oreos?
Oh, the fried
I think
Oreos.
the fried Oreos.
Fried Oreos?
I remember I wanted to get
God,
you
those were
Wow.
so
You were gonna
good,
give me one,
dude.
right? I was,
Best Sonic item
That's
ever.
honestly the
Yes,
best Sonic
I
item.
put you on. I was like,
No, I've
Eduardo,
never had
he's
it.
heat.
You never had it.
Oh,
you
right,
Put it, you
'cause
put it in the
yeah.
freezer, and someone ate it. Someone-
Right.
If I was there, it's probably me.
No,
I
I
was eating the
don't
fuck
think
out
you
of
were
those
working there
Oreos.
at the time. I just remember
It was the
Gabe
last one.
All right, we're gonna put it right here, and we'll grab it after
Right.
the shift. I finish. I go over there. It's not there. I'm like, there's a menace among you.
Dude, fried Oreos were the best
They're
thing Sonic ever
So
had.
good. I remember I used to be like, because like growing up in Texas, you always hear about the fried butter and fried Oreos at the
Stay
fair.
the
Stay
fairs,
fair,
and
yeah.
I was like, yo, who would eat this shit? And then when Sonic had it, I tried it.
You're
And I was like, I understand now. I get it.
Fried butter still sounds disgusting.
Yes,
to me.
it does.
I want to try it.
Maybe
I
I
would.
should. If it's
Like-
free, I'll try it. I guess.
Like
but
if I
like,
go to
I ain't
Stay
paying
Fair,
for
like we go
it.
to Stay Fair special, and then I buy it.
But the thing is, at least Oreo has a flavor already. Like, what the fuck
Yeah.
the butter have to do? Like
Salt. It's salty.
Salt.
But it's like two. That's like I cannot imagine eating a stick of butter, bro. Like you stow some like fry around it. It's still a stick of butter in there. I don't want to
Yeah.
eat that. That just sounds like
That's a lot
horrible
of-
idea.
No, like
to
there was
me.
like 3 things from Sonic that were just like addicting for me. It was the fried Oreos,
Oh yeah.
the Cinnasnacks. and
Oh
then-
yeah,
That's really
dude.
good.
Snack snacks were a thing I got into late in my Sonic career.
Yeah, I
because
got into it
early in my
early.
career. I was like cinnamon and.
Well, see, I got into it early, and then they
I
introduced.
wasn't with cinnamon though.
Because like I got into it early because it was like Cinnabon Cinnasnacks. I was like, I love I love me
Yeah.
some fucking Cinnabon.
See, I've
so
never had
I was like, I'll
Cinnabon.
get into it, and then like I started getting like into it, and that's when they released the fried Oreos. So I was like, which should I pick? And I was like, oh my god, because they had like the little frosted. Like the frosting, like the cinnamon.
Oh, the cream cheese?
cream cheese
Yeah.
frosting, and I get the fried Oreos and dip it in the cream cheese frosting. Dude, life changing, bro.
Speaking of, do you guys remember the cinnamon pretzels we had? The cinnamon sugar
I was gonna
pretzels?
say cinnamon
You didn't
pretzels-
like those?
I didn't
Dude,
like
no. Because what
Dude.
the trick is to slightly undercook them and then like just coat them like extra coated in cinnamon pretzel in the cinnamon sugar.
I like
'Cause it
them
gives
more
that
at
soft.
Auntie Anne's. I don't know. They make them.
Well, I mean, you're okay, bro. Like,
they make them. They make them.
Yeah,
I didn't like Cinna Snacks. I prefer actual.
I mean,
cinnamon
like,
pretzel.
I can
It's like,
always get down
alright.
with like jalapeno peppers. Anywhere that
Those
sells them.
Those are okay.
Yeah, I didn't fuck with those.
Those I was like, I'll take that.
I fuck with the
piece.
Hawaiian burger too.
That shit
oh,
was good.
we know you did. You brought it
Yeah.
to you brought it to John Wick 3, right?
Yeah. I was.
And Edward told the picture of Tyler eating the burger in the John Wick movie.
Like I fucking that Hawaiian burger was so good,
dude.
Gone too soon, man.
You know what I remember?
For
So
sure.
everyone in that establishment knew.
Remember
how
Beef
much
Jerky?
Yeah.
Bro, I tried to make you say like you've never eaten a burger in your life. You said
I
you never eaten a
didn't.
burger in your life.
I didn't say that. I said
No, he said
eat
he never had the
burgers, is
beef
what I
jerky
said.
before.
I said I don't eat burgers. And you're like, you don't eat burgers? You don't eat. What about I told you? I was like, that's the bees jerky.
That is the beef jerky.
He's not wrong.
He's kind of spinning
You're
with
mad
that.
because I'm right. No, that whole building knew that I like gummy bears, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
During this recent Shark Week, they had a whole bag just full of like gummy bears that they didn't like use. So I went over there one time and Adele was there. She was like, "You want these?" It's just a whole bag of like just the shark gummies, and I was like, "Yes,
I was
I
like-
will take that."
You
for
said
sure.
Shark. You said Shark Week. I'm like, there's two things you're referencing. I don't know which one you're referencing.
Wait, what else? What else do they
Don't
sell
worry
for
about
Shark
it.
Week?
don't worry.
Yeah.
That must have been a long time ago.
No, it wasn't that long ago. I think
That
was
like
it?
a year
Weren't we?
ago, wasn't it?
I mean,
Shark Week?
No,
Wait,
no,
what?
he's talking about Adele quit.
Oh,
I mean, I guess not like a full year ago. It was this year. It was like in February.
Really? I thought it was like last year.
For what?
It was this year.
Huh.
For what?
Timeline's messed up.
Cause I was there in January this year, and she was there. So, but I'm pretty sure that might have been like. Didn't you go there with Jose to get those? I feel like I remember.
We were just going somewhere, and I remember I was already being texted about it, and I was like, "Oh, let's stop by Sonic, and I'll take them."
Okay.
And that's when I was like, haul. I posted on Snap. I was like, new gummy haul.
You did have the gummy bear blast before too.
I remember
If you
that.
call it a blast, those gummy bears didn't really like. If anything, it just moved it around in the.
I
shape.
mean, yeah, I mean,
That's what a
it's
blast
gelatin.
is.
What is it gonna do?
I don't know. I was just like,
Ain't gonna blend them up.
Yeah, you want like gummy like chunks in your blast?
Yeah, that's what he was hoping was gonna
Yeah.
happen.
I was just moved it around. I was like, man, this sucks, but I still ate it.
And the gummy bears are hard.
Like our blenders
I actually
ain't
kinda
made
like
for
that.
like chopping up gelatin.
Wait, you like hard gummy bears?
Yeah.
Oh,
I do
hate
too.
you.
I like
Yes.
gummies hard, like because
Yeah.
they're cold. Cold gummies slap.
They do. Dude,
They
I always,
do.
I always
I
put
was
my
saying,
bag
like,
in the
I
fridge.
feel like I wouldn't want it in a shake though, like in a blast. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, maybe, but I'm just saying in general.
Yeah,
like,
I'm
like-
talking about
like-
in general. Like, if
Yeah.
I,
No,
if
like
I'm eating
I
gummy-
love like cold gummies, like Twizzlers. Throw them in the fridge.
like I literally throw fruit snacks in the fridge because I
Yeah,
think
'cause
they're just
they're-
better
yeah,
cold.
better.
Yeah,
I like
the
them
flavors
than-
more there.
Yeah,
Like
room
How do you
temp
mix
fruit
it? Yeah,
snacks.
those
Like,
are-
no thanks, bro.
Oh, okay.
You're a
I
room
guess
temp
I'm-
fruit snacks guy, Devin.
Nigga, I don't freeze my.
I didn't say freeze it, but I said fridge, bro. I say throw it in the deep
cold.
freezer.
Throw it in the
Throw it in Antarctica.
putting it in liquid nitrogen, Devin.
Yeah, like no one said
They
freeze.
stop regardless. I like my gummies chewy. Like I want to chew on my gummies. I don't
They're
wanna-
still
chewy.
chewy,
They're
but
still
they're not
chewy. They're just
rock
cold
hard.
now.
I don't know what you're.
I'm not gonna
You're
throw
not
it at you.
chewing like.
right?
Then what's the point of like putting them in the fridge? Just make them.
It makes them
Yeah, it
colder.
makes
Yeah,
it up a little bit. Yeah.
They taste better.
Yeah,
You get
they're
the,
more like
the flavor's more
solidified.
prevalent.
Okay, I guess I don't know. This
It's
is
also
for-
like
this is
it's like
foreign
it's like a refreshing beverage if it was in the form of a gummy bear.
to me. Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because it's like cold and you're like chewing in cold things just hits.
Especially in the hot weather
Mostly,
we live
yeah.
here, bro.
I don't know. I've never heard or seen anyone do that, so that concept to me is foreign.
You've never seen people do cold gelatin.
No. Oh, cold.
Jello was
cold fruit snacks. Jello's the only gelatin I know that people eat cold because like that's obviously.
I feel like fruit snacks cold is so common.
I don't know. It's maybe one of those things where it's like you've done it for so long. It's like, oh yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
like.
But
it's
I know other
common.
people do it all the time too, though.
Yeah.
I just be saying it randomly in my house, like fall. I'd be looking at my cat. One of these days, I'm gonna have the ability. I'm gonna say fall one of these days, and you're at fault, Tyler. It's gonna go crazy.
Like trip fall or like
No, there's in the adventure episode with the Lich, who just says fall, and then Finn
Finn's
just like
falls out.
Does he have like the power to just like do anything?
I don't know.
The Lich, one of his powers is like he can make lesser beings just like crumble basically.
Yeah, just
like
conquer
they were just
Saki.
like it's like basic conquer Saki. He's just like fall, and then Finn's like and just falls down because it's like Finn's even walking. He's like
He just shuts down.
his body just
I haven't
gives out.
seen like Adventure Time in so long.
Me neither.
Yeah.
It's probably like
Also, they didn't
2012
finish
maybe.
It's an early episode. It's like the first time Finn encounters the Lich.
Early is relative. I think it's like
When does he
season-
encounter
I'm about to say like
Season-
doesn't Lich like
season-
only show up like in like season 3 or something?
I
Like
was gonna say season
first,
three, I
Season
think.
3 is early.
that's not early.
Early is relative.
I
compared
guess.
to how long?
Early is like season 1 or 2.
6 seasons.
Yeah.
I
No,
was
it's like eventually
No,
it's like
Adventure Time's like
12 or something
no,
like
wait, yeah,
that.
it's like 9 or 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Like it went from like actually it might even be like 12 because it went from like
We're not counting 3 as early anymore.
I want
What are
to
we
say
doing?
No.
again 3 is relative. 3 as early is relative. We were talking about a show like 3 seasons is 3 seasons regardless if it was a 15 season show.
I guess.
It's earlier in the show, but it's not early in the show.
I guess.
10 seasons.
10 seasons.
10 seasons?
Yeah.
That felt right. Yeah.
God damn, it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It's a good show.
People
The
like
show's
it a
good.
lot. Yeah.
Gotta put respect on its name.
I guess.
You weren't.
I don't even remember the Lynch being introduced. I just remember like the Lynch
He was just
being
there.
there.
Just there. It
Yeah.
existed.
And it's not Lynch, it's Lich.
Lich. My
Yeah.
bad.
Lynch is a kind of a
Yeah,
different
that's
thing.
mine. That's something else.
Lynching is a crime against humanity.
Yeah, I forgot about. Not forgot about, but I don't remember him
He
being
was just there.
introduced. Yeah.
Yeah.
Might have been one of those times because it's like I didn't keep up with it weekly. I just kind of saw it
Yeah,
if
I
it was
didn't either.
there.
I feel like back then, like keeping up with shows weekly was like a abnormality.
Because,
I don't
like,
think
not
people
really.
did that
It's like,
very
no,
often.
you made the
it was
channel.
because the shows
Yeah,
that it
but-
came out weekly, but it didn't come out with new episodes. Like there wouldn't be.
They would definitely tell you when new. They
Like,
obviously
they would
told
tell you when a new
yeah.
episode's coming, but it wasn't weekly. Like
but
it was
I feel like
inconsistent.
It'd be like bi-weekly sometimes.
Sometimes like,
yeah.
it was like
They'd take
they'll go
breaks.
weekly for a month and they'll take like a 2-week break, so they'll play reruns.
Yeah.
And then like they'll like here's a new episode, and then it's like okay well here's like a new episode a month later. It's just inconsistent.
But the thing is, since they replayed episodes so often, you rarely missed episodes. So even though you're rewatching a lot of episodes,
depends on how much
eventually
you watch
do.
it. But yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
guess
and like everyone's schedule wasn't the same. It's like because like if the new episode of Adventure Time dropped at a certain time, like on like I don't know what days, maybe like it was like a
I wanna say
Friday or
Tuesdays
something.
and Thursdays. is when
Not
dropped.
and-
They dropped 2. Yeah, they only
No,
one
not
day.
like on days when they would drop a new episode.
Oh yeah, so like if those were like the days, it's like what if they dropped it on a Tuesday one week and you're available to watch it that week, and then the next week drop on Thursday and you're not. So like, that's
Yeah.
why I think it was easier, especially because kids. Like you're not like we're like nowadays where we have like a set. Like when you're grown up, you kind of have a set schedule
Yeah.
what
More
you're gonna
so,
do.
yeah.
For like, especially when you're a kid, it's just like I got school and whatever the parents say I'm gonna do, you basically do, right? Like you don't really have the ability to just be like, nah, parents, I will not do this thing that we're going. Like you kind of just do it.
I guess I don't know. I was mainly a Cartoon Network kid anyway, so like I rarely missed anything.
I just remember
from that.
always seeing the
Parents
look-
never just made you like do something when the show was coming on.
You know, damn well my parents made me do the
So,
random
so why we
shit.
acting like it's not like
know, but the thing
I would
is,
just like
crazy
pause
then?
it. I would pause it and then skip the commercials.
But the thing is, since they rerun episodes so much, like you wouldn't even notice that you did miss an episode.
But the thing is, I never had like
that. But I think what Gabe's trying to say is like ignoring the fact of like, okay, you missed like one day specifically. You could miss like 3 weeks. That could be 3 new episodes,
Yeah.
and then now you're 3 episodes behind. And who's to say they're gonna play those 3 episodes? But you also have the new episode that came out, and it's a consistent new episode every week.
Yeah.
So it's like you'd have to like nonstop watch it, hoping that they would just play the most recent episodes.
also in my household we only had one TV with
Oh,
cable. We didn't
okay.
we weren't like rich where we had TVs in everyone's room and everyone could watch their own shows. It was like this is the family TV. If you're watching a show, you're watching here. So I can't be like, Dad, turn off Breaking Bad. I'm watching
Yeah,
regular
imagine
show
that.
right now. Like if he was watching the show, it was his time to watch the show. There's nothing I could do about it.
That's why like I'd usually like just record it, and then I would go back when I have time and I'd watch it.
But the thing is, my dad also like he was like the DVR is his DVR. He's like if he needed space to record SNL, he's deleting my stuff.
You recorded SNL?
Yes, because SNL come on late. He's like I gotta work in the morning. I'm not gonna be able to like watch all of SNL.
I guess yeah,
I
yeah.
can't miss my SNL.
Yeah, like my dad works 7 days a week.
Then I was gonna say, then again though, like SNL back then was pretty good. It was pretty.
No, he loved it. It was like one of his favorite. I think probably still is because he still watches it. Even though he admits he's like, yeah, it's not as good as it once was. It's still one of his favorite shows of all time. So
I mean, I think it's like it's one of those shows that it's unfortunate the route that it took. Even though like, how do I say this? like they went a very like PC route, I guess, and they want
That's
to be
what he
very
was saying
safe.
too. Yeah.
And it's like the thing is with SNL is that it's a free ground to do almost whatever you want. Like that's something that Norm Macdonald always talked about is like that's part of like the sacred part. Comedy is sacred, but within the comedy community, SNL is sacred because it's skit comedy.
Right.
Like you have to let them be relevant, and if the relevant thing is like something that's probably you shouldn't talk about, let them be relevant.
Right.
That's part of the mirror against society.
I think SNL just got a little too scared with what
They got
cancel
scared,
culture was
yeah.
happening, and they were like, "I don't want that to happen to us, so let's just not do it." Even though I don't think truly SNL would have got canceled, I think they could.
No.
If people like Family Guy, who if like it's like if you're an established comedic thing who's willing to just make jokes on everyone, people are willing to let it go. Like everyone talks about, oh, South Park wouldn't survive in this era. Like it will. If you establish that's what your premise is, then people who don't like that like type of humor aren't gonna watch it anyway.
Exactly.
It's not gonna change.
They'll still
anything.
bash it, but I mean,
Yeah, it's
they're not
like
gonna
they were never
cancel you
watching the
for
show
it.
anyway,
Exactly.
so it's like it doesn't change anything.
Right.
You're not losing viewer base. It's not like people just randomly like grow up like, dude, I love South Park when I grew up, and then I hit 18, I just decided it was offensive. It's like no, it doesn't work like that. So like I think SNL would have always been fine, but I think they just got a little too scared that they wouldn't have been.
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing that like shows like Family Guy and South Park and things like that, they have going for them is yes, they have established it, but they also punch at everybody. There's
Yeah.
like they don't have a certain like punching bag that they always target. It's everybody is free reigns whenever you want, which greatly helps. It's like, oh, well, you're racist. You said about a black person. It's like they also said about a Jewish person and a white person and a woman and a
Mexican.
trans and a Mexican.
Yeah.
Like they hit every race. They hit everything, and that's what makes it like not uncancelable, but like it helps aid the fact that
'Cause
they've
it doesn't
established
have
that
bias,
they punch
yeah.
at everyone. There's no
'Cause,
bias.
like if the show was like, all right, only thing we're gonna do is just hate on Asians all day long, it's like all right,
but
yeah, like this show a little questionable. Though all your jokes are about how Asians are like this and that. It's like, kind of weird. But yeah, like I agree. I don't think SNL would have ever had that issue.
No, I think if they would have just stuck with their roots. Also, because it's sketch comedy and there's such a big crew, their writers come in and out so often, and it's hard to find like decent comedy writers from what it seems like, and the people that they're hiring are just not up to par.
I just think that's the issue with shows in general. Like writers just because writers just leave and go. Like you're rarely ever will you see a show where the
Consistently
writers that are
writers,
there
yeah.
from the beginning are going to stay at the end. Like writers are always looking for the next job that'll give them a better
A little
opportunity.
bit more money, yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason why like every CW show falls off because like they have a good season and those writers get deals from other people for more money and they're like, all right, I'm gonna leave, and then boom, they have like a drag on for like, okay, the first couple episodes of this season sucks,
And then it gets better,
the writers
and
get
then-
better,
yeah.
and then those writers get another offer and then they leave. So it's like I think CW has had like a new writing crew every season because people just leave every time, and that's just like
What they need to do is like find something that they know will work, which is hard to do in the medium. But like find something that's like, okay, this is like almost guaranteed to be successful. Here's 3 seasons written
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Like,
Or,
or
like-
like for sure. Like
or just
3
have
seasons.
like a person who you know is a competent person who's gonna be attached to the
Consistent,
story.
yeah.
Like Vince Gilligan, he's not gonna leave Breaking Bad or like Better Call Saul. It's his baby. He's gonna finish it through. And then like The Office, most people who wrote The Office were the people on the show.
yeah.
Well,
So,
that's what I was
yeah.
gonna say. Like The Office, and then like old school
Parks
SN
and Rec as
like,
well. I think was also
like
like,
old
that.
like Parks and Rec, and then old school like SNL.
Yeah.
It's like people like Chevy Chase, Norm Macdonald. They would write their own jokes. So it's
Yeah.
like that greatly helps with the like them feeding into it, which
Mm-hmm.
is why also it was a lot more consistent because
Yeah.
it's the same cast.
Which is why my dad says like his favorite part of SNL now is the weekly update because they
It's the
write
same
their-
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
and they
those
write
guys
their
write the
jokes,
jokes.
yeah.
They're not going off of, like the sketch comedy, which the writers make.
I also love it when they like write each other's jokes.
yeah,
That's
those
so
are hilarious.
funny.
Yeah, that's like the best part of it. Yeah,
Like that's probably the best part of SNL nowadays.
right
is
now,
the
yeah,
updates.
for sure.
At least it's the most consistent for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always been the most consistent because it's the weekly update.
Yeah, I'm not
That's-
surprised. Oh.
Oh yeah.
I was saying, I'm not surprised.
Also-
go on, go ahead.
Go.
I was gonna say I'm not surprised people are leaving CW. I heard like they have like shit deals and they don't really treat their writers right, anyways.
That's
Yeah.
literally every company.
Yeah.
No company
gonna undercut
ever really
everything,
treats
yeah.
their writers right because writers want to be treated
Like
Better
people.
than they should.
no, not like people, but like
No, they want to be
better
treated
than they
than
probably should.
Like,
most like they
writers,
actually like I saw like I think I was telling this to Tyler, like there were some writers who were upset about like influencers and stuff getting invited to red carpet events, but they didn't. I'm like, you have to understand the optics of it. This is a business. They want to promote the movie.
Exactly.
What is the writer gonna do to help promote the movie versus like
Well,
a YouTuber?
Because
right?
like
They're gonna help
because
it
of the
more.
whole like writer strike, I've seen like different writers come out and they're like, yeah, we should be have the same recognition as the lead actor or the director. It's like,
I mean, no, you shouldn't.
No, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Like
no,
they
you
want to
are
be so much
important,
higher.
yes.
Like, oh yeah, I there's this movie, it grossed $1 billion, and I'm the lead writer. I should get more recognition. Okay, you're in the credits. Yeah. That's your recognition.
And let me preface, this is not all the writers. This is just the some outliers I have seen who complaining.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, you guys are doing too much.
Like
I understand a lot of writers are treated badly. I do get that. But like the writers who I have seen who were like coming up being vocal, I'm like, you're kind of being extra. Like I'm sure not all of them are like that. I guess I'm sure these are just outliers, but it's just like the ones who are coming out are kind of the ones on the wrong for the most part.
Exactly.
Because they think they're like deserving of something that they're not. Like, why does Ryan Reynolds get paid this much and I don't? Are you really asking that question?
That's a dumb question.
Yeah, like come on.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that.
I could get it though.
I get the thing
I can
is,
understand.
It's a pride thing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get that.
And
It's
I get
like,
it. I get it enough because, like, yeah, you shouldn't get paid as much as the like this like actor.
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
should probably get paid like a little bit more. Like you're the person like writing, like
Well,
structuring.
but that's-
Yes and no, because
Yeah.
if you know the process of how the writers get onto shows and movies, basically, unless you're already contracted with the studio for this specific domain, like for whatever specific domain, like whatever you're making, like let's say it's like I'll just say Parks and Rec, right? It's like unless you're with was it ABC, whatever it was it ABC?
what?
NBC,
Parks and Rec?
NBC, whatever studio it was. Like unless you're partnered with them and you know that you're going to be on this this project and you're working for it, you're going to write a bunch of scripts for like different shows, like different pitches,
Right.
and you're going to write 10, 20, 30, 40 scripts, and maybe 2 of them will get picked up. What the problem is that they're only doing all that so they can get the pitch, and then they're like, okay, now I'll commit to it. But they're assuming that like they should get paid way more because, oh yeah, I wrote this thing, but you also wrote 40 other things
or like
that were trash. Like that's just the one that hit.
Yeah.
It's how the process works. But they're like, yeah, but it hit good. Okay, but you got paid for it. You also signed the contract.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to. You'd be like, no, I don't want you to produce it because you're not gonna give me enough money. I can go take. You could take that script to another studio and get that produced, but you still signed the contract. It's like you can't sign it and be like, no, wait, I actually want more. No, that's not how it works.
And also, you gotta think about like, especially in movies, one writer's not doing the whole thing.
No,
he's
it's
got a
a
whole
team.
crew
Yeah.
of people.
Yeah.
So it's like they can't afford to pay you all like your actors in the movie because like. Did you guys all like? Yes, collectively, you guys did make the story, but not one of you guys did like the bulk of the work where it's like you should be getting paid this much, because then you're just gonna argue amongst each other. But it's just an issue that like it just like not capitalistically, but like financially and business wise, it makes sense why the writers get paid what they get paid. Like if the writers were in the other like in the business owners like shoes, they would do the same thing because it just makes sense.
You make
Like why am I?
You're losing money
yes,
if you pay
you
them.
write the story, yes, but like in the grand scheme of things, for what you bring to the table, it's not worth to pay you this much in their eyes.
Exactly.
So
I mean,
I get it from both angles because like I can see why it's frustrating for the writers, and I also see why the business owners do what they do because like it makes sense.
I
both
also
ways.
see it like, especially if you look, it's a lot easier to comprehend it if you look at it from the form of like you said, that business, right? Like it comes to like a risk reward thing. With every job, the more risk that's associated with the job, the more money that you make, which is why like CEOs make more than the person that's working the factory floor for the same company because they're taking more of the risk on themselves to get the job done.
That's what people talk about, like the actors. It's like if
like
the movie
their
flops,
face is associated with that
if the movie flops, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, Joe Rogan wrote this. Let me get him. They're like, no, Ryan Reynolds made this movie in his ass. Like Ryan Reynolds didn't make the movie; he's just in the movie,
He just
right?
literally all he does is read and then assume that what they mean, or like
exactly.
do what they mean.
Yeah, but the writers are guilt free. They make the most worst.
There's no
horrible
risk.
script of all time. No one's gonna go like look in the credits, and be like, who wrote this? This nigga.
like really, there's no, there's honestly there is a downside, but like right now, just like off the dome, there's not really like a downside, like a risk associated with being a writer. The only benefit is like I know there's certain directors that will choose certain writers because like I've worked on your scripts before, I like you, I'm gonna pay you more, come work for me again. Like write me something good.
Also, especially in the sense because it's like a collective thing. It's like even if someone does want to be like, I hated this movie, I'm gonna go look in the credits for the writers. They're like 17 different writers. How do you know which one wrote the part you hated the most? You don't know.
Like this guy's the lead, but like this guy actually made the part that you hate.
Yeah, so it's like you like go for that. You're like, all right, it says like Joe Smith wrote this movie. He's like, he's one of the names in the credits. I'm gonna go attack him. He's like, bro, I didn't wrote that part. I wrote this part of the movie. He's like, oh, okay, I like that part. It's just dumb.
Yeah, it's also funny when there's like directors that are also writers, like
Vince Gilligan,
or like Quentin Tarantino,
Rob
like,
Zombie, yeah,
like Quentin Tarantino. That's like he writes a lot of his own scripts, and it's like
James Gunn.
It's funny that like all these writers are like, you can't do it without us, and they're just like, okay, I don't like watch me do it. Do it anyway.
Watch me.
Have you guys seen because Deadpool 3 has started filming now?
I saw that, yeah.
And because of the writer's strike, Ryan Reynolds is not allowed to improv.
Yeah, I saw
really?
that.
He's not?
Yeah.
Why?
It's something legal.
It's I don't think it's legal. I think it's like what I've heard is a lot of people don't know specifically why, at least from when I was like looking into it, but people are attributing it to a bunch of different things. Like it could be this, but like one of the reasons a lot of people think it could be is that Ryan Reynolds, since he is a writer, he doesn't want to cross the line of like trying to step on the writers what is it called, strike, like toes. So he wants to like obey the writer's strike, but at the same time he wants to make a movie as the star, and like as Deadpool is a movie franchise he really likes.
At that point I just delay
so
it.
he wants to like, that's what everyone's saying.
I
Like at this point, like everyone's like I'd really rather you delay it.
Shit.
Yeah,
like not shit, because like he's not gonna put out a shit movie, but like it's not
at the end of the day,
could be.
you don't know how long the writer's strike's gonna last though.
Yeah.
So it's like at the end of the day, he might be, and also you don't know how much Marvel's like, you got to put this movie out or something.
Yeah, but like it's just
because they have a date already set, so it's like, yeah, you can delay it, but like, who's to say Marvel's gonna be like down with that? They're like, all right, either we're doing this or we're doing it without you, like type thing.
Yeah, just sad because most of his best jokes are just Ryan Reynolds just being Ryan Reynolds, just
ad-libbing
improv.
it.
Yeah, just ad-libbing, improving. Wherever works, and wherever doesn't, just cut it out. Just goes through like a bunch of the shit.
Yeah, I mean that's what I love about a lot of like comedic actors. Their best, well, not their best stuff, but like a lot of the good stuff they do are just improv stuff they do on the fly. Just like have you guys ever seen like the Fast and Furious scene?
Fast 5
yeah.
with Ludacris.
Yeah, he's like, so how'd the baby boy? Like that was improv. That's like the best line for the movie.
It was like hide your hairline or
someone slide that big ass forehead or something.
Forehead.
Right.
And he's like hide the baby boy, and it's like, how about you hide that big ass forehead? It's like that's one of the funniest lines in like the fucking franchise. Yeah. It's just ad libbed.
I feel like improvised scenes are always like the better part.
They always hit most of the time. Yeah,
that's why things like I love seeing
yeah.
like shows like Parks and Rec or The Office, where you see like Andy doing something like off
Just
the wall,
random.
like the computer thing, or like the Kim K thing. Like there's different random things that he just does, like ad-libbing it.
Yeah.
Like the fucking briefcase on the wall. Like
Yeah,
it's just so funny him ad-libbing it.
because to them, like they're comedians, they're used to just making jokes
Exactly,
like
they're
that.
used to
And,
like making it go.
yeah, to them, like, all right, if this joke don't land, who cares? Like, all right, we just won't use that joke.
Right.
Like,
And if it doesn't land hard enough, that's funny in and of itself because it's cringy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the joke fell flat, and then that's now the joke that it fell flat.
you're just more comfortable doing stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting to see what happens to Deadpool 3.
I didn't know it was like he couldn't improv.
Yeah.
At
I
that
thought that was
point,
weird
just
too,
delay
because
it.
I'm like, I really don't get it. Like I said, I tried to look into it, but it's such a confusing thing for me to like read through. Like I can send it to you, and you can see if you can decipher it.
I'll try,
Like
yeah.
why, but like it just doesn't make sense
Doesn't
to
even
me.
really make
'Cause I'm
sense. Like it's just not
because they're
stepping on
like
the writer's toes.
because he's credited as the writer in the movies, this and this and that. I'm like, okay, so he's credited as a writer. Shouldn't that mean he should be able to improv? But it's like because he's the creditor as a writer and he's also the star for some reason. There's like some reason why he can't cross the line.
Is it like a legal thing, or is it like he doesn't
I
want to
don't
like
know.
he doesn't want to step on any toes?
Just like
Devin's saying it's a
respect.
legal thing. He might be right, but I don't know.
I don't know.
Like,
I remember I
'Cause
saw.
I feel like there probably isn't a law that says you can't improv a scene.
No, there definitely
No.
isn't a law.
It's not like a exact law, but I was reading. I
Or like
remember,
a contract thing. Maybe.
yeah, I remember I was reading something. It was like there's like some legal issues between it. I might be wrong too. Just remember something I was reading as well.
Yeah.
Maybe something that's like it's not necessarily like a legal issue, but it's like maybe in his contract or something.
Yeah,
it
it might be
states that like whatever it is, like whatever clause, And if he had another writer, then he could do it. But now that there is no, like, he's the writer, then it's like he can't.
Because some people said that it could, like, another reason that people said is that the script for Deadpool 3 was written before the writer's strike. So if he changes it now by improving, which is changing
it's like getting rid of them.
He's breaking the strike by writing, is what people are saying. Like, that could be another reason, which that seemed like the most reasonable answer to me. Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Especially because he is credited as the writer. So it's like, oh, the credited writer is breaking the writer's strike by adding to the movie.
Yeah.
So if that is the reason, then that sucks. Don't credit him as a writer then.
True.
Like, I'm not a writer.
Yeah.
I'm just an ad libber.
That's the easy. That's the easy loophole right there.
See, Ryan Reynolds like ad lib by Ryan Reynolds.
So yeah.
Yeah. You know, we should make a movie.
About
What kind of movie?
And that what kind?
Well, we know what kind of movie he wants to make with you, Eduardo.
Yeah, true.
He talked about it on the Chicken Coop.
He did.
What?
Go watch the Chicken Coop and you'll see.
Yeah, watch that.
Yeah, watch the
Movie there's like a
Which
link.
one?
Huh?
The
Chicken
last
Coop?
one,
Which
the science
one? What do you mean which one?
Or which movie? You guys planning on making multiple movies together?
Which one?
Yeah.
You already got the sequel.
I didn't know you guys were playing multiple.
I mean, you know, once you have one good movie, you can't like stop in the first one. You gotta go for the second.
Yeah,
Go
look
for
at
the
Fast and
trilogy.
Furious.
That's not a good example.
This is a
I like
great
it.
example.
It's a
What do
great
you
example,
mean? That's why the stakes keep getting higher in Fast and Furious.
Did that
They
movie
do?
come out? Did
Yeah.
the newest movie come out already?
Yeah, Fast 10.
Yeah, it went dummy.
Isn't it like a part 1?
Yeah,
Is
part one
it?
of 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of 3? I thought it was 2.
Yeah, it was 2, and then the writers convinced Vin Diesel to make it 3 parts. And Vin Diesel's like, "You spitting?" That's really what he said. Vin Diesel's like, "Yeah, I was only planning on making it part 2," and then like the writers were like, "Yo, make this 3 parts." He's like, "Facts. We should do that. We should do that."
I thought Fast and Furious was delayed because of the whole like Rock beef that with Vin Diesel.
He's not in the movie.
That was part of it, but it was like it wasn't delayed.
seen
It was just more like Rock wasn't gonna be in the movie because of their beef, and then I guess they squashed it because he's admitted he's gonna be in the next one.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought they
Yeah,
were still
The Rock was
beefing.
like, "Nah, I'm gonna be." I mean, maybe they are, but like at least maybe they've at least squashed it for this for this franchise because The Rock knows he's a part of it, so he's like, "I might as well finish out."
I
my
remember
career."
hearing about that The Rock was beefing with Vin Diesel, and in my mind that was just like the weirdest beef to have.
They're actors with too much pride,
True.
too much ego.
Especially those two because of the way like they do their contracts and stuff.
Well, Jason
they can't-
Statham's also part of the contract thing too, but he didn't have an issue with Vin Diesel.
Well, I'm saying like especially those two, like
Yeah.
it makes sense that their prides would get clashed because of that.
Because if you you guys remember have you guys seen the Fast and Furious movies? Like have you caught up? Do you watch them all?
Last one I saw was like 8.
I was rewatching it with Jose.
Do you remember the first movie that Jason Statham characters is in? Where Dom causes the earthquake.
Yeah.
The reason he did that is because they both have a clause that they can't lose a fight. But Jason Statham was the villain movie, so they needed to make him lose. So they didn't make Vin Diesel beat him. They made the earthquake beat him. That was the reason they had to do that. Is because Jason Statham's like, "Nah, I can't lose." And they're like, "All right, earthquake."
See, dude, I'm saying stuff like that, and we get amazing sequences like in Fast and Furious. Dude, Jose sent me a TikTok of like
About
what
Vin-
happens in the recent one.
Oh, no,
I'm not. It's so funny. It was so funny. I'm like, how do we get here? Especially in the last movie where they went to space.
Yeah.
There was a reasonable reason why they did that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, my dad always tries to point that. I'm like, "Bro, they went to space." I'm like, "It's not like they went to Jupiter. Let's not act like they drove to Jupiter." Yeah, like they were. Like I get it. So like, oh, Fast and Furious has gotten ridiculous. I agree, but I think people over
Yeah, they're not
exaggerate.
going to like Pluto. They're in the stratosphere.
Yeah, like niggas are acting like they were actually like pod racing on Mars. Like, no, dude, they were in the stratosphere.
Oh, they're like a pod drag race on Mars.
Yeah,
Like,
like when they start doing that, then yeah, I'll hear you out. But it's not like as crazy as people are making it out to be.
though.
No, I do too.
Yeah,
I
crazy
love
again.
seeing how it's gonna be like crazy again.
Like I forgot which. I think it was in 6 at least. Where like Dom saves
Oh, it's when he
girl's
whips
name?
his car.
Yeah, we whips his car.
and she just like eats it. Yes.
Or like where he hits another car to like catch someone.
Oh yeah, and he
Like,
lands on the car. And he's like, he gets up like, yeah. Like
Don't forget about Fate of the Furious, where all the cars protected Dom for that huge bomb.
Dang, dude. I'm like, I love it. I love
That's
this.
why I love the memes, like people like Pirates getting Dom because
Dom,
like,
yeah.
it's all the abilities he has.
They were like, I saw people say like pseudo mind control because he convinces his like villains to join his family. He's like, because like he got
master
Jason
strategist.
Statham.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this?
What about
Master
Was it Hobbs and Shaw where the Rock he was like on the tow truck. And then he moved
the helicopter?
Yeah, with the helicopter. And like it was like tied. And he was like, I was like, what? Together.
I mean, he's already confirmed he has super strength. You got
That's
it.
The Rock in every movie.
Yeah.
I feel like it's in his contract. It's like must be superhuman.
Yeah.
Because like, what was that movie? Was it Rampage? The one with the big ass gorilla?
Yeah, Rampage.
Yeah, like the one with the
It is
big ass
Rampage,
gorilla,
yeah.
and like the Rock was like, and he's like punching like the lizard, and the lizard was like, it's like a Godzilla sized lizard, and the dude's like,
Dude, I know. There's this one movie I was watching, Ash, and The Rock was in it. I think it was called Jungle Cruise. And like
Yeah.
The Rock fight the
Yeah.
whole tiger in it, and I didn't bat an eye. I'm like, oh yeah, of course
It's
the
The
Rock
Rock.
is fighting.
It's The Rock. Yeah.
But then they confirmed like, the tiger's like his friend. But I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if he did just go toe to toe with a tiger. And Rock's like, yeah, I did that.
Dude, there's even sometimes where The Rock's in like a movie I don't expect him to do something crazy. Like, do you ever see the movie Skyline? I think is the name of the
I
movie.
couldn't do something crazy.
Why would you not expect him to do something crazy in the movie? You see the trailer?
No.
I was like, oh, the movie's about a skyscraper crashing. He's gonna do something crazy.
I didn't watch the trailer.
He's gonna like catch up beam and be like, you're not going anywhere. Is that what he did? I didn't see the movie.
He basically.
I think I didn't even see the movie and I knew what he was gonna do.
Yeah, 'cause I was like, I had seen nothing about it. I was like, oh, The Rock's in it, and he always does something crazy, right? But even I was like, maybe he might do nothing crazy in this movie. Maybe a normal person. And I watched Skyline, and I was like, he's doing something crazy as he does.
I remember.
Did he do anything crazy in the Tooth Fairy? I don't think he would. I mean, I've never seen the Tooth
That's
Fairy.
like,
It's been a long time
that's,
since I've seen
that's
it.
like early.
no, he doesn't do
Have y'all
anything
seen
crazy in the
San
Tooth Fairy.
Andreas?
San Andreas.
It's
Yeah.
about the
Yeah,
fault.
yeah, yeah.
Wasn't there a
seen it,
scene
but
where he
I've
like
heard
you haven't seen it?
No.
Okay, I think
A
there's
lot
a
of Rock
scene
movies
because
I haven't
there's a
seen.
scene was like he's driving a boat through like a flooded like building. Like an office building. He's like on the first floor, like lobby. And he's driving a boat, and it's like it gets stuck. So he like hops out and like picks up the boat and moves it across the debris.
Of course he does.
Just like no, like the whole movie, he's just a regular dude. Like he's strong for like a human, but like he's just like the Rock level strength IRL. And then it's like all of a sudden he's like there and it's stuck. He's like the water's coming, and like puts it over the debris and moves it over.
I don't get why. Yeah,
It's just the Rock, man.
Yeah,
It's just
I
something about
suspect
him.
that at this point. Any movie The Rock's in, like, yeah,
Yeah.
he's doing something insane in this movie.
I want to see him in the new Godzilla movie.
Put him in
like
the new
the
Godzilla
new
movie.
like either King Kong or Godzilla movie.
Yeah,
and he
it's-
just pops out.
it's
doing
Godzilla-
He does like the Eduardo feat and starts bench pressing the Godzilla.
Godzilla. So he's like,
I mean, Mark Wahlberg did that in the Transformer movie. He stopped the like Decepticon with the sword. You don't remember that scene?
Yeah,
I
I
thought the
do.
sword
He was
like,
like, he like
It's
holds
like
the sword up.
it's a special sword.
Yeah,
but
but I thought the sword
He's
was,
still
like, magic.
holding
I
it.
know, I'm saying, I'm
That's
just
not
saying,
how
I'm just
physics
saying, I'm
work.
just saying.
The sword can be Mjolnir. It doesn't matter. Like
don't
physics
know.
should still push him down.
Maybe the sword ignores physics.
I remember the sword. I just don't remember like what he was doing.
He stopped. He stopped
I don't
the
even
guy
remember
from
that
striking Optimus. He was like, no.
Maybe he went like.
He buried it.
Yeah,
also, it's confirmed that Transformers metal is vastly stronger than like Earth metal.
Well,
So it's like
yeah.
the amount of
Alien
force
metal.
having to put into cutting Transformer metal would be
I
absurd.
don't think
so
he
like,
cut it though.
Yeah,
He just like stopped their blade.
no, what I'm saying is like
trying to remember
the
Oh,
sword
like, yeah,
itself,
yeah.
like the amount of force applying to destroy the
Yeah,
metal.
yeah.
No, regardless of the material of the sword, it can only get so sharp.
Mm-hmm.
So like the force required to destroy kill someone like Optimus, especially because Optimus Prime is an Optimus or is a Prime.
Yeah.
So like, well, because like that's like part
Yeah, I
of the
know.
Prime lore.
Yeah. I
And
know the
it's
Prime
like
lore.
to be able to stop that is like even crazier than just like him just swinging a sword.
Yeah, the Prime bloodline. I love Transformers. I'm so looking forward to the next movie coming
Not quite
out.
a
I like the
bloodline,
reboot.
yeah.
I like seeing.
Yeah, it's a bloodline.
Yeah, you're selected to be the Prime by a council.
I thought you
Is
just
it?
kind of,
Is that what it
kind of
was?
just like.
I thought you
That's
were
why.
born into it.
yeah, they're just born into it.
It's how do I explain it? It's kind of like Saiyans, I guess maybe.
What?
What's the best way? It's like there's bloodlines that like you're inclined to be stronger or more intelligent or whatever, but you're selected by a council to become a prime. So Optimus was just
Zelda.
Optimus, and then he became Optimus Prime. I believe he beat out Megatron. Megatron was the one that was going to be Prime, and then something happened, and Optimus ended up beating him out for Prime, which is why Megatron and Optimus have that beef. And then Megatron went on to start the Decepticons because he's like, yeah, fuck that guy. I'm gonna like destroy the whole homeworld. And Optimus is like, well, I'm a Prime now. I can't let you do that.
Okay, so is that like base Transformers lore? Because did the Michael
It's in the
Bay movies
comics.
change it to
Yeah,
like?
they might have. It's in the
Because that's what I don't know. Like
'Cause in the
old-
comics-
I only
Either.
know Michael Bay Transformers. That's all I
'cause, like,
know.
I haven't read the comics. I just watch a lot of people on TikTok that review comics, and someone talked about the Transformers comics, and that's what happened like on the homeworld.
See, I thought he was
Yeah,
like
see-
a reincarnation of something.
He probably was. I don't remember.
I don't know.
Optimus? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he
Yeah.
wasn't.
I'm not.
Optimus probably got that like anime backstory.
I'm not versed in
The
Transformers.
whole those seem
lore.
like his dad and stuff.
Yeah, like the whole shonen character.
Yeah,
Transformers is the shonen.
It is.
basically.
If you ever have a comic book that involves aliens, they're going multiversal every time. It happens every time. Power Rangers, they deal with aliens, you're going multiversal. It just happens. It's like the natural stair step. You started? Yeah.
Well, because like when you have aliens.
They're gonna threaten Earth, and then it's gonna go from threatening Earth to threatening the solar system. Then it's gonna go to the galaxy, and then it's gonna go to the whole universe. Like you just stair step it, which is why like I always find it funny when people are like, "Did you know Power Rangers got high?" I'm like, "No, but I imagine they did." Like
Like how
when
Tommy's like
Yeah.
high complex omniversal.
Yeah, I love.
yeah, like someone
Green
told me that.
Ranger,
Like,
yeah.
don't you think that's crazy? Like, nah, I expected it. Honestly, I'd actually be surprised if you said they didn't scale that high. To be honest, because like when it comes to like stuff that involves aliens, I always expect it to at some point they've get multiversal. It just happens all the time.
Because Tommy's just built different. Like, not only did he have his like own shit and extra shit, he can like draw power from any Power Ranger like in history. Can he like?
So the whole reason why he is that strong is because of an item. It's like something heart. I don't remember what it was, but it's like the heart of something, which basically allows him to draw in the grid, or whatever it's
yeah.
called. Which is
Just
why
a
he
speed
does
force.
scale so high because the grid because it basically is a speed
Yeah,
force.
it's a speed
the
force.
grid is what holds.
Shut up, bro.
Because like the grid is what I believe the grid is what holds like the entire like omniverse, like the complex omniverse together. And because he can like freely manipulate it, he has the power to like. He actually did. What was it? There was a villain from the future, which turned out to just be him from the future, who was evil.
Of course.
I think it was him
And-
from the future.
Yeah, that's what I said. It turns out like the
Yeah.
villain was just him, but evil
Savitar.
from the future, basically. And he came back and just destroyed the omniverse. And Tommy's like, "Damn, that's crazy. Let me recreate that." Boom, and they recreated the omniverse.
Is that the panel where like?
Isn't
all
that
the
exactly
worlds
what
are
happened in
together?
Ben 10? With
maybe not omniverse, but maybe the universe?
no,
oh, you
I
think about
remember-
Alien X?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
It was
destroyed the universe.
Okay. Well, yeah, but like I'm saying, like in general, like the premise was like the same. Where they just right, and then he's like, "No, let me
Because
recreate
that's
it."
when
Run it back.
the way Alien X works is that you have to convince the two heads or three heads, the two heads.
It's two heads and Ben's the third one.
Ben's the third one. You have to convince the two heads to agree to allow you to use Alien X's powers. Otherwise, he's just like completely static. He just doesn't move because he's like in his head conversing with the heads, like, "Hey, let me do this," and they're like, "No, I don't think so." And that happened, and the whole universe was destroyed. So he was the only thing left.
sat
and he was
there.
just, he's like, "Let me recreate it." They're like, "I guess."
And I always thought about that. Like technically, like that Gwen is not his original Gwen. This is something he made.
It's something he made. He made that.
He made that
Everything
Gwen.
beyond that point, he just made it.
So I'm like, that's kind of like weird to think about.
If you think about it, it's like Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Rick and Morty.
That ain't his. That ain't his family.
Rick,
Yeah.
Rick.
I mean,
Rick and Morty.
technically,
Yeah, but it's more
His
like
original family.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I feel
Yeah.
like it's like it's
It-
more.
aren't both Rick and Morty the ones we know? Also, like not even from the same universe.
And Jerry.
Because that
They're
Rick is
not-
a different.
And Jerry, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. like that Rick is from a different universe. That Morty's from a different universe.
And so is the Jerry. There's an episode where they all get sent back to like their original universe, and they're like, "Huh."
Yeah, but doesn't Jerry like stay? I thought he either stayed or got killed in that episode.
No, he gets eventually saved, and then like that Jerry from that universe gets killed.
Oh, okay, that's what it. Yeah, he got kidnapped by the other Jerry.
Yeah.
We're not kidnapped, but like he was messing with the other Jerry. I remember because yeah, that's the Jerry that died. Yeah, spoilers, I guess, for Rick and Morty.
I don't know.
I mean, it's not really a
stopped
spoiler.
watching.
Like, it's,
Yeah,
Some random
Come
Jerry.
on, bro.
from
Rick and
different-
Morty, like it has a plot line, but you're not worried about the plot
It's
line.
really
Just watch
not.
the show for the comedy, man. Like you can get invested in the plot line,
I don't
but if the writers
know.
don't care about the plot line, you shouldn't care about
After
the
the
plot line.
Citadel
either.
was destroyed, I was curious on where we were going after there.
That was a lit episode. I love that episode.
Yeah, and then I don't know what we're doing now. So I'm like, well,
Is the new season supposed to come out this year?
mm-hmm.
That's what I heard.
Oh,
Who
wow.
is
knows?
this the first season without Royland?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
I mean,
Does he have? Do you know if he has any like recorded episodes?
I don't
No,
that's-
he did nothing.
Nothing?
They said
It's-
he had
it's
nothing,
completely
yeah.
brand new?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
I'm curious what direction it's gonna go.
Me too.
Hopefully
Yeah,
there's
me
more
and
plot.
Edgar always talk. We're like talking about like what they're gonna do with
Imagine,
the voice actors.
dude. Imagine like a. Well, voice actors would be easy to replace.
Well, we're seeing what they because like it's obviously
Oh,
we
it's a-
know it,
yeah,
but,
it's
like,
a
but are they
universe,
going to
yeah.
go the route of getting a mimic or just doing new voices and making a joke about the fact their voices sound different. Like there's
oh,
so many
we're actually in a new
like,
universe where the
yeah.
oxygen content's like 2% lower. So
like
it's-
there's so many different routes they're gonna take. We're just curious on which route they're gonna take because especially in the way Rick and Morty is set up, any setup will work.
Yeah, it's
like
a sandbox.
anything
They can
will work,
literally
it's
do
a sand.
anything.
You can do anything, but it's just about like which one they'll choose. That's what we're interested in, seeing which one they're gonna choose.
Yeah, and I'm not too worried about the writing either because it was already kind of explained that Justin Roiland, even though he had a heavy like writing in the first seasons, but he kind of like backed off in the later seasons. Like,
Yeah,
he still like
and I
input,
think-
but like he was.
See, I heard that he was more of like a no guy. Like he wasn't the one writing it, but someone would write something like, nah, don't do it like this. Do it something different. So he wasn't the guy that was proactively doing things. He was the guy that was like shutting things down that he didn't like.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing of like he didn't want an overarching story. He wanted it to be episodic. So like when someone do plot, he's like, no, I don't want to like develop this. I want this to be a one-off thing.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just heard he was on and he was
I take a
off.
lot of that stuff with grain of salt because
Yeah,
I feel like
because
a
it's
lot
all
of it is like,
hearsay, yeah.
I
Yeah,
feel like a lot of people
totally.
just want to say, oh, Justin Roiland got exposed to be a bad guy. Let's just trash him and say he didn't do anything important. Because like if they come out and say, dude, Justin Roiland was integral to the plot of the story. Anyway, they're making Rick and Morty without him. People are gonna be like, I don't know if I want to watch that show. So like
Yeah.
it's best for a business and for them to say he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So that's why I take it with a grain of salt. Because like in a business sense, of course they should say all that stuff. They're like, yeah, he didn't do anything in a sense of that. So I'm just gonna save my judgment until the season comes out. and
Well, I
then
was
we'll
saying
feel
like because I've seen writers talk about it, and it's like in later seasons it was like
yeah.
Yeah. that's
he
what's
didn't
happening
really
Oh, for
write
sure.
a lot
I've
of
seen
stuff.
that.
It
And I
was
think
just like
even
he was
he's
just there to
admitted
say
that.
no.
Yeah, I think even he's admitted like in later seasons he doesn't do as much as he used to.
That's what I meant. Like in the earlier seasons, he was like the forefront writer.
Yeah,
But
with
later on,
Dan Harmon.
With Dan Harmon, yeah.
Yeah.
But later on, it was like
I mean, as long as Dan's there, I think it'll be solid.
I trust him.
Dan's a
yeah,
really good writer.
because even Justin, I'm pretty sure I said Dan's still done most of the work, like pretty much since he like it started there, like writing wise. So it's like Dan's still there. They're chilling. The show is still a slap. Like maybe
at least
some,
they have a rock that they can rely on.
Yeah.
There might be some slogs in there, but I think for now, there's gonna be some solid hit episodes for sure. Like there's no way. What's it? Season 7 that we're on?
Yeah.
There's no way season 7 doesn't have at least one good episode. Like
No,
there's
for
gonna
sure.
at least be one good episode.
Honestly,
If
I'd be
the whole
surprised if season
sucks.
7 like pretty much because the way Rick and Morty's set up, it's like I'd be surprised if there was like an episode that was just bad. Like it was like, oh, this is a bad
like
episode.
just truly
like,
bad.
Like,
It's like unwatchable.
like unwatchable. It's like
Yeah.
no, like every episode has at least one thing, even if it's like a bad episode. There's at least one or two things that like, you
Exactly,
can
yeah.
rely on. It's like okay, well, this is kind of funny and this is kind of
Yeah.
goofy. You
yeah,
know,
just especially because like they go from scene to scene a lot of time. They cut from different characters. Like this, objectively, this episode bad, but I like that one cutaway scene they had to Jerry. It's like that
Yeah.
scene was funny.
and then if they need to, they can just rely on the what I forget what it's called, the multiverse TV or whatever it's called.
yeah, that
Multiversal
episode.
TV.
That's
Like,
their throwaway
easy
episode.
layup, easy
Yeah.
layup. Just do whatever you want. Multiversal TV.
I'm pretty sure
they
they replaced that. They replaced it with like Morty and Mind Blowers.
yeah with the
More deep
things,
mind blowers, yeah.
Yeah. But
What
yeah.
about the what's another thing they always like reoccur to?
Well, interdimensional cable
Well,
was like the.
No, yeah, but I
Main
mean,
thing.
like they remember they like had a joke where they pretended they had a reoccurring thing with those like invaders, not the invaders, with like those
the
hero
ball
group?
sack things. Oh,
Oh,
the
you talking
hero
about the like the spoof Avengers?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
yeah,
like
yeah.
they're like, yeah, this is our recurring gag. The second one, but like the joke was like they never did it, but like tried to gaslight people that they did do it.
Well, like in their timeline, technically they already had.
Yeah,
one
they did do
Avenger.
it, but like we didn't see it, but they act like we did see it.
Yeah, they're called the Vindicators. Yeah.
Vindicators. Yeah,
yeah, because like the one episode, yeah, because the one episode was a reunion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, oh my god, Vindicators 2, let's go.
Yeah. Dude, it worked on me. The gaslight worked. I was like, did I miss an episode? Did I miss Vindicators 1? I went back and looking for it. I felt stupid. I like, no way, bro.
No, that was back in the day where I watched it like I almost said weekly because like it was fucking like I watched it Monday aired. So I saw that shit and I was like, Vindicators 2? Because it was like an ad. I was like, yes, are you ready for Vindicators 2? I was like, two?
Only one.
Yeah, only one. But yeah, they killed off all the Vindicators, so there's only like one left.
Spoilers.
They can do
guess.
Vindicators 3.
I guess they could.
There could
You're talking about Rick and Morty, bro. Come on. Do you watch the show?
They could like
Devin?
flashpoint it and then be like,
Right.
all right, here's the new Vindicators.
Yeah.
I did think it was funny that was like they're just like in a stressful situation. He's like, "You suck my girlfriend, you suck my wife," or whatever it was. And then he was like, the answer was like, "Yes."
He was like, you feel my life? He was like, yeah, I'm also better than you, nigga. 1,000,000 times better. I was like, goddamn.
It escalated so fast. And then meanwhile, Morty's just in the background like shooting hoops. No, Morty was he was just defusing the bomb. And I love how like
Right.
I love one of my favorite things like Morty was like yeah, it's a whatever neutron bomb, and Rick's like, can you defuse it? And he's like, it's like a 70% chance I can. He's like, you've done this before? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the first time you got Black Ops, I gotta like defuse the bulb.
Dude, I remember there was like one joke. I was like, Jose, this joke encapsulates how I feel about you. It was like the do you remember the Night People episode?
Yeah,
when it comes to Rick, I was like, I feel.
Rinse the dishes.
I was like, you're being Rick right now. Like with this, like I was like, Jose, just like you're not washing dishes. At least just rinse it. He's like, nah. I'm like, don't be Rick.
Come watch this clip. Come watch this clip, Jose.
I generally got upset. Like, there's no reason for Rick not to watch his dishes.
It was petty.
No,
He was petty.
God, won't.
I remember people talking about that, like he literally created a machine that creates an egg. It makes it alive. The rooster caws, and then it kills it. It disintegrates it and turns it to dust. And he did all of that the same episode, as opposed to just creating something like wash the dishes, like rinse the dishes.
Well, he did create something to wash dishes. Night People.
Well, yeah, but I meant like he created like a machine
Like
or
a
something that
machine?
just
Yeah,
automatically
yeah.
does it without any emotions.
The thing about the episode, at the end of the episode, he gets like beat, and they're like, "You gotta
Yeah.
wash the dishes." And
Nah.
he still
He's like,
says,
nah. That's the clip I was talking about. I was like, the fact even in death, he was like, they were like, all right, we'll let you live right now if you just rinse the dishes, or we kill you. And he's like, kill me. You got to kill me. You got to kill me. Bro.
Wow.
I think it was like 3. It was like 3 years they were living as like sleep people till they got broke
Yeah,
out.
and he like finally broke out somehow.
I was like, what?
You know what they say?
That's
Lazy
ultimate
people are the
pettiness right there.
hardest workers.
That's ultimate pettiness right there.
I refuse.
Didn't like
Very
Rick
funny.
get bumped or something, and then he woke up?
Yeah, I think he
It was
was.
something like they were just
It was
like
like an
walking. He's like, Morty.
I think it was like a pure coincidence that he woke up. Like
Yeah.
there was like no guarantee.
They
that
basically
was, like,
enslaved like humanity.
which was hilarious. I don't know, I love Rick. That's why I'm so excited for season 7, because season 7, like they set up something in season 6. I'm like, oh shit.
I love Rick's character. It's so good. He has so many good moments.
Is that after the Citadel season? When does the
Citadel's
Citadel?
like
Citadel's
season
like
3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Return to the Citadel. That's
You're
what
way
it's called.
behind.
Yeah, I'm very behind. I'm just after like the Citadel. I was like, why?
But season 6 is so good. I remember being happy
Season 6
as
is
a
pretty
Rick
good,
and
yeah.
Morty fan watching season 6. I'm like, yes, we've returned back to greatness.
Damn.
That was me when I saw the Garbage Goober episode. I was like, yes, that's peak fiction. Have you seen Garbage Goober yet?
No.
Okay, you must be in the later season then. Because I don't remember like episodes.
Garbage
by
Goober's in,
season.
like, season-
the show is just Rick and Morty.
Yeah,
I don't know,
I got it,
This
yeah.
is season
Yeah,
3.
I think he's in
anything.
season 6. I want to say.
That sounds about right.
Just like
yeah.
everything past
He's
Citadel,
newer.
I have no idea what's happening.
I mean, anything past season 1, it's just Rick and Morty to me. Like, I can probably pinpoint, like, if you tell me an episode, like, it's probably season 1. But, like, past that, I'm just like, that's just Rick
Just
and
like
Morty.
guesstimate it about how I usually base off of like Morty, like what
Like, I
his
know the
level's
first
at.
episode.
Yeah.
I was saying like if you tell me an episode and if I can figure out what Morty's doing, I can figure out pretty much what season it is.
Yeah,
Because like he just gets progressively
like,
more like Rick, I guess, as he develops.
yeah, I
love later season Morty. I think he's in his comedic bag. In the
He is.
later seasons, Rick Morty, he gets way more funny. Like early season, I'm like, he's not that funny, but he has his
He's
moments.
goofy. Yeah.
Later
Yeah, he's
seasons, he is like hilarious in the later seasons.
like when he made that whole society, like with the moose people. He, like all because he wanted wine. He kept coming back. He's like, "You killed my dad." Like,
Oh,
bro, I don't even know.
or
you
the-
are.
They were
Or the
dogs-
horse
they were dogs,
machine?
They were dogs.
You remember the horse
hated that episode. I hated that
Dude,
episode.
that was
because Rick was rolling in, he's like, "Yeah, it's horse semen." He's like, "But what if it's not?" And he's like, "Well, if it's not, then I don't know, because it's horse semen."
He's
so
like-
He's like,
good.
so tell me right now, Morty, you think we're good? He's like, yeah, we're good.
that's like Rick washing the dishes. It's like literally.
I was like, well, you could have saved human. If you just-
It birthed an intergalactic incest baby.
yeah.
I hated that episode.
The episode's
I love
hilarious.
that episode, dude.
hilarious.
They're fighting the
Early Morty?
sperms. They're like,
And then they were like, father, and Rick's like, you horny bastard.
because they're like, because the president was like, "Morty, you never lied to me. What is this?" He's like, "Giant space sperm."
I love that the joke was everyone was like, Morty would never lie.
Morty's too
He's lying the whole time. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Dude,
that-
when
that
he
was
looked at
a-
the machine, he was like,
I love when he looked at it.
The look he gives
no,
it
the
kills
look-
me every time because he does like the thing with his mouth go.
He's like, "Mom, are you looking for an intern?"
His eyes go like wide. His mom shows him the machine. He goes, I'm like, no, bro.
Is it like
Morty, not like
He doesn't have to
this.
say a single word. You already know what his mind is
Yeah,
on.
Is it like the same episode where he has sex with that doll and he has a kid?
No, that's a different.
No,
episode.
that's not
season
he's
two.
horny though.
That's like season 2 Eduardo. Season 2 or 3.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know if it was like maybe they're referring to that episode.
No.
Nah.
No, it's like season 5 or 6. It's later on.
It's fine.
I think it's 5, yeah, because the baby comes back in 6.
Dude, I
Yeah,
remember like Morty just makes me laugh, dude. Like anything,
funny character.
he's horny, just
Yeah.
like because he does things to try and get with girls.
Yeah.
I remember he went into I think Rick's mouth and he had like that whole amusement park in his
Oh,
mouth.
yeah.
yeah, dude,
That's
yeah.
like season 1, episode 2 or 3. dude.
Those are funny to me. I'm like,
It was.
It wasn't.
He's like, I'm trying to slide it.
oh, homeless Santa. That's who it was. Okay,
Yeah.
I knew he went to someone's mouth.
Yeah, it was the
Oh yeah,
homeless
homeless
Santa.
Santa, right? And then he got big and he was
Yeah.
like naked above the world.
Anytime
He
Morty,
backed the girls though, and Rick
Did
was
he?
like, I don't care.
I also love the reoccurring joke of like the vat of acid with the
Yes.
floating
Yeah, I
bones.
love that.
Dude, that
I
joke
love-
when, like this when they were on the sun.
Yeah.
and then he was like, I mean, the sun is hot. Like the bones would disintegrate. I don't know, man, but they're floating there. There's a lot of bones there. It feels like it's real. Try it out. It's a real bone. Try it. Let's see if it's hot. Hey, burn me.
Because they established that that's
Yeah.
like Rick's go-to. When he
Yeah.
doesn't want to do it.
I love like when his first
so-
season, and Morty's like, "This is stupid," and he's like, "It'll work, trust me." and like in the episode, he doesn't even try to do another remedy. He was just like, "We got a gun." He's like, "Ah, damn, they got a gun. All right, time to die."
It's like I don't, it's a vat. It's like, are we sure he's dead? And the bones float up. It's like
Yeah.
that's a lot of bones.
Yeah, like,
that's
man, that's a lot of bones.
I love the
Doesn't he do
reoccurring
like?
vat of
Is it
acid.
the same episode where like where he does this whole scenario just to make Morty admit that the vat of acid is the best
It's the-
strategy?
that's the first
Yeah,
time.
that's the
That's
same
the
episode.
first-
Yeah, yeah.
Because they ended up in the front yard. So I forget what happened, but everyone was trying to like kill Morty or something.
Yeah.
So that's
that's
you have the time, the thing where you're like, he kept like
Time loop.
restarting.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, the
right.
button, yeah. And then
Yeah.
like Rick's like, all right, there's the vat of acid. Just take the easy out. And Morty's
Yeah.
like, it's not gonna fucking work. And he's like, just do it. And then Morty was like, and jumped in there like. Rick's like, oh no, oh the acid, he's dead.
Yes.
Look at all the bones, he's dead.
Rick being petty because like that whole situation, Rick made that situation.
Yeah,
He could've avoided it.
just so he could be right. Just so he could be like, see, the vat of acid is right. It's the best.
Don't ever
strat."
question me again.
Because
Yeah.
he made Morty like say the badass is good. Like the badass is good. No, kiss
Yeah.
it. And he's like,
That's why I love Rick. He's just petty, and I love it.
He is, he's
I'm
very-
here for it.
I always love just the situation. Man, maybe I should start watching it again.
it's good.
It's an
It's
easy
good.
watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rick and Morty's such a good show.
The episodes fly,
I'm glad I watched
too.
it. Yeah, I do.
They fly.
Like I knocked
it was
out
like a
six
se-
seasons of it.
How
I was
long-
like, oh
how long
damn.
are
I
they?
think
like you
that's
said, you said
20
like you
minutes
said you
regular.
watched it like
regular.
you said you watched like 6 seasons in like less than a week, and I was like, I feel like Gabe's like going sicko mode, and then, I did it. And I was like, low key, I'm doing like a season and a half a day.
Like, it's
low
easy,
key, like
yeah.
I'm just knocking. I'm not even watching it half the time. I'm just like doing
especially
something else.
it's just genuinely Rick and Morty's just so good too.
Yeah.
It's like going into it, I was like, the show's probably gonna be all right. Like I'm not gonna like love it. No, I love the show. The show's like great.
Yeah.
So it's easy to just knock out episodes. You're just like,
is insane because
What?
there's always something that you miss in an episode.
yeah.
Like you're never gonna catch 100% of the things.
Well, I haven't
like, the jokes
rewatched
or
it yet. I
whatever.
just see clips and stuff off TikTok every now and then.
Yeah,
I was thinking about
every time I see a
rewatching
clip
it.
though, I'm like, oh, I never noticed that before. Like someone in the background, or like they said a joke and it was like 2 seconds, I didn't hear it, or it's
Yeah.
like background noise. You know, it's
Yeah.
you know, there's always something.
characters too.
There's also like themes. There's a YouTube channel called Wisecrack, and he like breaks. He did like a lot of like the earlier episodes. Like he breaks down like some like the themes of the episodes, and they get pretty deep, and I really like them.
They do, yeah.
I'm finna get in my rewatch bag like soon. I'm about to start rewatching a bunch of shows I like.
See, I'm in my,
Don't you have,
my
like,
manhwa bag.
Don't you have like an annual like rewatch of How I Met
I've
Your
already done my
Mother?
this year one.
Oh, you already
Yeah,
did?
I've done it already
Yeah,
this
Oh,
year.
I was like, oh, it's
Yeah.
too early in the year.
It was like
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago, right? Or a month ago?
No, it was like early in the year. I did it in January.
Oh.
I wanted to
you
get this
did?
year's one early.
Okay,
yeah.
someone
Okay.
sent streaks and they were watching How I Met Your Mother. I can't remember who it was.
Oh, it's probably me, but like I was, I was watching like.
rewatching. You're watching.
No. I was just watching like a specific episode because I gotta do that sometimes. I'm like, I'll see a clip on like TikTok or like because sometimes YouTube recommend me like How I Met Your Mother videos. I'm like, I want to watch that episode again, and I'll just watch it.
Fair.
But it probably was me, but like I'm not like rewatching the
Okay,
whole
yeah.
show. I've already finished that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
January? That is very early. Yeah.
I don't think it was actually January, but it was like beginning.
I
It was either
was-
January, February, or March. It was
I
like
just-
beginning of the year.
I just remember it's always like mid-year, end year when you're like,
Usually,
I'm gonna rewatch
like,
How I Met Your
I
Mother.
think like last year was September. Like I hit it late. I
Yeah.
was like, I haven't done my my rewatch yet. Let me hit it real quick.
wild.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be hitting my quota.
every year.
I'm always like trying to find something new to watch now.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm like,
You don't
I
want
want.
Piece.
I'm like. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
like,
I'm
right,
like.
right,
That's the thing. I'm like. I want to watch
JJK's about
something.
to come out.
I'm saying.
Oh, that's not new though, but
Yeah.
Eduardo, there's always One Piece.
No, I'm good.
there's always like 20,000 animes that you haven't seen.
That's the thing. I'm always like.
20,000 plus.
That's
Honestly,
the thing. I'm always like, I should watch something, and then I'm like,
You can catch up to Blue
nah,
Lock.
I'm good.
not even like anime,
I'm
but
watching
just in
Xenon.
general.
Oh,
There's
yeah,
so
catch
many
up
So
shows.
much media to watch.
Yeah, there's
Watching
so
it
much.
was Xenon.
Yeah.
Watching what? Blue Lock?
When was the last time
Still?
I watched?
Yeah,
When was
we
the last time
just
I watched
been
Blue
in it for like
No,
months.
No,
Don't do it.
Gabe,
Not even
Gabe,
months.
I finished I'm caught up with the manga, and this dude's still on season 1.
Yeah, we just like don't. I'm like,
So
so
then
I'm the one who has to
stop
text
watching
him.
it with
I'm the
them.
one. I'm the one who has to text him, going like, "Hey, let's watch Blue Lock." He goes, "Facts, you're right. We are watching Blue Lock." And I'm like,
Okay.
whatever.
I mean, at this point, just watch it by yourself.
I went an episode ahead of him, and he like for a whole like 3, maybe a week, he was like, "Can't believe you did that, man." I'm
Not a-
like,
It's
"Shut
like what
up.
you did?
Shut up." To who? With
Me?
whom? With what?
I don't remember, but I remember you
Exactly.
did
I
that.
didn't do it. Exactly.
Nah, you did that
No,
before.
I didn't.
I want to say it was like Shadow and Bone or something.
I didn't.
I feel
We sat down and watched everything
I
together.
remember
Any
you
show
doing it to
you
me.
and I sat down and watched,
Nah,
we saw it
I
together.
remember you did it
I never
once
went
to
ahead
me.
of you.
You did it once to me.
No,
I can't
I
remember what
didn't.
show it is. I gotta like pull up the list of
Do
shows
it.
I've watched with people, and I'm like, all right, that's the one.
Do it. I
I'll
want to
find
know
it.
what show it is because I didn't do it.
I know you did it for a fact.
Nah.
Because I was mad about it. No, I know what it was. Not the show, but like I know what the scenario was. Is you watched an episode ahead of me, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna finish the whole season. And you got I remember. Do you remember now?
No, it didn't happen. That's why.
No, it did. I remember because it's still an anime to this day. You haven't finished because of it. I think it's Dorohedoro.
No,
you,
I finished Doro.
You did? Okay.
Yeah.
It might have been something a show like that, but like we watched it together. You watched one episode without me, and I was petty, so I was like, I'm finishing it without you. And then you're like, all right, now I'm not gonna finish it or something like that. It might have been Dorohedoro, but you just finished it at this point. But like I remember that was the scene. I was petty, and I was like, I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna finish it all since you wanted to watch one episode. And you got mad. You were like, that's not the same. I was like, don't care. Sucks, doesn't it?
Don't get it.
Don't care. Ain't doing it.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember that was funny. I want to say it probably was Dorohedoro.
Maybe.
I think it was actually. That sounds about right.
It's starting
Actually,
to sound familiar.
yeah,
maybe.
it sounds like Dorohedoro.
What's up with my parents when we were watching like all the CW shows together?
You watched it without them?
No, like we would watch it like 5-6 nights a week, and there's one night I go hang out with y'all or something, and then watch like 2 episodes without me. It's like, well, maybe you shouldn't have been gone. Maybe you should have watched it with us. I'm like, you couldn't abstain yourself for one night to watch this fucking show, and then
No,
and then they're like, you can just watch it on your own time. And I was like, all right, so I just finished the season like on my own, and I didn't tell them. And then one day my dad clicked on like my Netflix profile instead of his, and he's like, why you on the next season? And I'm like, so that way if I miss a night, then he's like, you ruined it. And I'm like, I ruined it. You ruined it. We had trust. We had trust between each other. And you broke it. And you can't get mad at me for going above and beyond. That's on you. I would have just waited. You can't wait.
Yeah. Some people are just impatient, man.
And then they get mad at you.
Right? Some people just can't wait for no reason. Like they got better stuff to do. You got nothing better to do, Eduardo. Just wait.
Why are you name dropping me? I don't know what you're
Because you
talking
did
about.
it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're
That's the
talking-
show. I'm locking in the answer.
Alright.
That was the show.
Show me.
I like to
Stay
solve
wrong.
the puzzle.
Show me Dora.
Show me Doro.
Be wrong.
Hey, editor says I'm right.
Stay wrong.
I'm right.
You want to be right.
I mean, I am right though. I
We'll
don't
see.
want to be right. I just am.
We'll see.
There's no way to fact check it. I can't talk.
I know.
to
Yeah,
you.
yeah, that's
I
refresh
know.
mine.
He was like,
He starts going back.
Yeah. Man.
You plant some memory in your head.
I was like, your finger was so close to my face. You did that, and I just started thinking about Rick and Morty, where they're just going through all the memories.
Just go
always
in your
Rick
head.
and Morty.
Just take out a memory.
What?
It's like there's like two things. It's like everything can be a JoJo reference or a Rick and
Rick and
Morty
Morty
reference. It fits in those two. I saw like, did you see that Venn diagram where someone's like, everything in life is either a Rick and Morty reference or a JoJo reference. There's no in between.
No.
it's true though.
That's what I said. Like that guy said that, and I was like, come on. And then I was like, hang on, let me let him cook real quick. And he was cooking. He was like, right now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna post this video. Everyone in the comments, name one thing. I'm gonna tell you how it's connected to one of the two. And like he answered like, he probably didn't answer all the comments, but damn near. Like he was in that comment section,
All the
like,
top ones?
boom,
I
yeah.
gotta see this.
And I was like, God damn, he's spitting right now.
You going crazy?
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, yeah, if you think about it, Rick and Morty and JoJo cover a lot of bases.
Yeah, they're both. They
They're
can do whatever
vast.
they want. So yeah.
Especially when people be reaching with JoJo reference, they'd be like, rock. Anything rock related, boom. We got it, Rolling
Hey,
Stone.
there's that guy that turned into a rock in part 4.
There's also the guy who turned into a rock in part 8.
Exactly.
So it's just like, they got rocks
Those are
covered.
Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
No. If you get rocks
Anything with a
covered.
horse.
Anything with horses,
Yeah.
JoJo covers. Trust me, like
Seven.
JoJo covers horses, rocks, gay people, the
vampires,
the Italians,
Earth,
gangsters,
Earth in general, because like there was like they were going on the Earth.
like so many
The universe, time, racism, KKK,
they have concepts covered.
masturbation. Like, come on, they got everything.
Incest.
Incest, true.
There's 2 parts of incest. Part 2.
Oh,
and part
yeah. Well, part 2 is
Part
not really
6.
incest.
Yeah.
and then part
Incest
6
in part
was the
6.
incest.
Weather report.
Weather
Weather
report.
report with who?
His
Oh
own sister.
yeah, he did.
own
Yeah,
sister.
He didn't know though.
Yeah.
To be fair, yeah, he didn't know, but it's
matter.
still his
No,
sister.
I'll give you part 6, but part 2 was not incest.
He didn't really
just-
do
he just thought
anything.
she was
Yeah, I know,
attractive.
but
He didn't
it's
do
so funny.
anything. He just went.
It's incest in the same way that people say Luke and Leia are incest.
Oh, when
Because
they
they didn't do
just kissed,
anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Still funny though.
Everything's a Rick and Morty and JoJo reference.
Yeah.
True.
We are Rick and
this
Morty and JoJo
world we
reference.
live in.
You are Rick and Morty and JoJo reference.
This episode's a Rick and Morty and JoJo reference. There's no JoJo, but you know. I mean, Red Sun. There was a sun stand in part 3.
The sun, right?
Dude, the sun was covered by JoJo.
The moon.
The moon, the sun, bro.
the moon, the universe,
Gravity.
gravity.
Type itself.
Time itself is a
The
JoJo,
JoJo
reference.
Yeah. It's crazy.
God damn, bro.
That's why I love all the JoJo memes on TikTok. Like obviously, you live, like, I saw this one thing. It was like, "Oh, my mom's sick," and the guy was like, "Oh my God, your mom's sick. Your whole
Yeah.
bloodline's out again."
Wait, bruv, it's a JoJo reference.
It's a JoJo reference. Your bloodline's like like a stand. Don't worry. What's your mom's illness? And like, oh no, she's weak and like she can't move.
She's weak.
She can't move. She can't move. That's a JoJo reference.
We gotta go to Egypt.
Yeah, we gotta go to Egypt.
Buy your ticket now, bro.
Like,
Actually, fuck it. We gotta walk.
we gotta walk.
We gotta walk.
We gotta walk to Egypt. I love it.
I think it's running out of space.
Yeah.
I think we wrap it up there.
And if you
Yeah.
like JoJo's,
Yeah, if you like JoJo's, like, comment, subscribe. Go to the TikTok. It's actually popping off.
Tell me
go,
what's your
go look at
favorite.
it and do all this stuff on TikTok as well. That's probably gonna be our most likely like the most like
Our
what's the word
gateway
I'm
drug.
looking for?
don't repeat.
I'm trying to think like the word I'm looking for. It's like that's gonna be our soonest source of income. So go look at the TikTok.
Gateway drug.
It's it's a gateway drug. go look at the TikTok and all that stuff. But that's it. Bye.